Hello there. Welcome to the Inspecting Gremlins podcast, episode 1. I'm a Gorpulous Gruel. That's my assigned gremlin name.
My God-given name is Grumbuloid.
Yeah, we're here to tell you about some crazy shit.
Yeah, our life goal and our goal in this podcast as goblins is to spread the word about lesser-known artists or creators on the internet and not on the internet also sometimes.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes, we'll figure it out. This is episode 1. We gotta feel it out. We gotta figure out what's going on.
Yeah, this is gonna be the just a little pilot for our cool podcast.
To get all that,
see how it goes.
Yeah, to get all that out of the way, we're talking about Blaze the Movie Fan. We're talking about everything that he's ever done. Sometimes very briefly, but we're gonna go into a lot of detail about certain things. If you don't know, Blaze the Movie Fan is the amazing mind behind such masterpieces as Mario Pissing and the equally amazing but less well known Inside a Movie Madagascar 3 Europe's Most Wanted, which isn't even really a real Inside a Movie video because it doesn't follow any of the rules of that series. But we'll talk about that later. But basically, if you know who Blaze the Movie Fan is, it is 99% likely that the only reason that you do is because Mario Pissing is an amazing meme that has spread around way, way more, outside of his community and, like Blaze's actual content sphere. I mean, it's been spread around on Twitter in a million different forms. If you go on YouTube and you search Mario Pissing, the video on Blaze the Movie Fan's channel, his actual original video, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 6th result. It has the most views, other than Mario Pissing Ultimate, which is like a meme edit. But it's not. It's hard to even trace it back.
It's like a tragedy that he made such a popular video. And he doesn't even get the full credit for it, because I think what happened was he unlisted it for a while, or privated it for a while maybe, because he really does not like that video at all, and he hates that people only know him for that. So I think some people were just re-uploading it like mad, and now so all the re-uploads are just as well known as the original, so you can't even figure out, if you go to the re-uploads, nobody even knows who made it. They're just like, haha, lol, and then they move on.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So, to give a brief history of his brush with fame, none of the videos on his channel have more than 100,000 views, other than Mario Pissing, which is a video he has since disowned. He doesn't like it anymore. He does this a lot, actually, where he disowns a video. Yeah,
if you go onto his channel, you can see a playlist of all of his disowned videos, of the videos he detests and doesn't want to associate with anymore.
Yeah, sometimes it's because the video is about him sharing an opinion, and then he doesn't agree with that opinion anymore. But yeah, okay, no, I'm a liar. There's 2 other videos that have broken 100,000 views. Inside a Movie Madagascar 3 Europe's Most Wanted has 400,000, and Mario Pissing Part 2 has 100,000. But to get us back more purely on topic, Mario Pissing has been spread around as a meme on, I think mostly on Twitter, but it's been a Vine Sauce meme. Vinny has done, stuff with it. I think Joel played a game that was just a Mario Pissing joke game.
Yeah.
It's in all kinds of communities as a thing. But I never, almost ever, see anybody actually trace it back to Blaze the Movie Fan and talk about him. Because, I don't know, I guess he's just not the center of, I don't know. I don't know why. But he makes tons of videos like this. The reason why it's so confusing to me is because Mario pissing isn't even the best video on his channel. Mario pissing is awesome. Inside a Movie Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted is awesome.
Like,
but
they're iconic, but they're not the best ones.
Those are the most, like, instantly recognizably insane. Like, you can just watch those and just be like, yeah, they're really, like, random and silly and, like, crazy. But, oh my god. Like, I gotta wait till we get to the highlights, because, like, I already just want to start talking about good shit. But basically, he made Mario Pissing 5 years ago. And then almost within the year, like a little less than or a little more than a year, I don't know specifically, after he uploaded that originally, it immediately took off. There are a lot of videos that are pretty damn popular by people like Super Wee Bros 08. There's a reanimated collab. I think there might be more than one reanimated collab. There's a compilation video of the entire Mario Pissing series that has like 560,000 views. All kinds of shit. The actual like most viewed Mario Pissing video is by Super Wee Bros 08, and it's based on like a Twitter meme. It's just this is like a video, high quality version of a Twitter meme that he saw. Which is weird. It's weird because if you go on Blaze's channel, he has tons of videos like that. They're not really a series, but they're one of the many types of content that he does. They're his skit. He does skit videos. Mario Pissing is part of his skits. And there are many, many examples of these. How big is the playlist? Because you made a playlist... Or, sorry, I'll edit that out. Grumbuloid has made a extensive playlist of all of the videos that either contain a skit or are a skit.
Yeah, I've been like working on this playlist for a while, because holy shit, his channel is like expansive with the amount of videos on it, and I probably haven't even gotten like even close to every skit video, because there's skits hidden within videos. But from the best of my ability, I've tried my best to get all of them. I think I have over 100 videos.
It's 167. 167 videos in the playlist as of right now.
Yeah. And it's because I made the playlist because he feels like pressured to make one, so he just never made a skit video playlist. So I like took it upon myself to make it.
Yeah, the skits, generally most of them are kind of similar to Mario Pissing, where they're like less than a minute, maybe 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. But then you have like Homer Goes to New York, which is a cinematic masterpiece, by the way, which is like 20 minutes long.
He has like some long ass skits. I think there's like the Death of Santa, which is one of his longer skits. There's that.
Death of Santa is fucking stupid.
The video's awesome.
We have to just like get through this so we can talk about the trends. We have a list. We have a giant list of like highlights, best videos, and then there's the trends, the tropes, and like cliche Blaze the Movie fan moments. There's a lot of those. He has catchphrases that I will try to help everyone learn. Hopefully more people will start using them.
Yeah, if you watch a lot of his videos, I think you'll catch on pretty quickly, the trends, but we'll get to that one.
It's particularly in the skits. When he writes a script, because a lot of his movie reviews, I don't think he writes a full script, particularly his spoiler movie reviews that are a lot longer, are a little like off, they're mostly improvised, I think. Because I mean, why would you write like a 30-minute long script? I don't know. Maybe he does.
I think he writes bullet points.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. But all of his skits, and then some of his other series, he has more, there's other things, are mostly scripted, and when he writes a script like that, it's like really there are really consistent things that show up. Certain words and phrases are very common, and he always says them the same way, and it's always funny. So, skit videos are all great. They're really great. They're really amazing. Please go watch all of them.
Yeah, I would I feel like the skit videos I could recommend to any human being.
Yeah, no, like that's not even like this is pretty much the most entry level Blaze the Movie fan content, I would say. Like, you don't need to have any kind of pre-established interest in him.
You don't even need to understand the references. He has a bunch of references, but like just going in blind makes them almost funnier because they make even less sense when you don't understand what he's referencing.
Yeah, if you're into like just watching someone's like very different brain trying really hard to be funny, please watch them because they're hilarious.
His skits are true outsider art.
They are amazing. I think some of my favorite videos of all time, like, that I've ever seen, some of my favorite things in the world are his skits, and Mario pissing is not one of them. If you're gonna, if you want to just go find out what we're talking about right now, please, for the love of God, everyone in the world, go watch Gladstone Gander Meets the Batman. There will be a link in the description. Please.
It's an amazing video.
It's so
I love that
good.
video.
He has tons of Inside a Movie videos, by the way. Inside a Movie is like a sub-series
Within the skits.
within
like
the skit general thing. Yeah.
Well, no, it's not called Inside a Movie. It's called Inside a Media, because you'll also go inside video games, and you'll also go inside TV shows.
Inside a TV show, yeah. Well, we'll talk more about those later. But, and then there's, like, Meet My Son. Meet My Son is amazing. My Pet Charmander is amazing. And nobody has seen those fucking videos.
Those videos have like 50 views, and when I try to find them, I can't find them. Like, I have to like go through my own playlist because it's like hard to find, but they're like amazing. They're like.
I'm going to talk briefly about some of the. I want to get more specific. Before we move on, I want to get more specific about what makes them so fucking funny. Because, okay, a lot of them are really crude, but a lot of them are. And because of that, they're also usually really, really simple. So a video might be like, Dora the Explorer comes to visit. Dora comes to his house. Blaze says, I don't like you, Dora. You suck. And then Dora says, what the hell? You don't say that. And then Blaze says, get out of my house or I'll shoot you. And then Dora says, oh no. And then the screen cuts to black and there's a gunshot and then the video ends. That's not how that video actually goes. But that's like a perfect example of just a video. Character appears. Bickering ensues.
Gun threats.
Someone is killed, and the video ends.
It's fucking awesome.
It's
It's like the
so
repetition also adds to the enjoyability, where you think that makes it annoying and repetitive. With Blaze the Movie Fan, you watch the skits, the repetition like adds a layer of it, of like whenever you see them, it makes it even funnier that you've seen this thing like 1,000 fucking times. Like, oh shit, here he goes.
He has a gun.
Some cartoon character with his gun with the orange tip.
His gun is like an iconic fucking item, and there's like lore behind the like toy gun that Blaze uses to in his skits to like kill things. And some of the skits are like so short that it doesn't even make sense. Like, the story isn't even done when the skit is over. Like, people just talk for like a second, and then the video just ends.
He I think he gets bored part of the way through making it. Like, he's recording his like live action footage or whatever, or the character talking, and he's like, I don't feel like making it anymore, and just cuts it off there and just ends.
So there's a couple series. There's a couple videos that like among the skits that have more continuity than others. Mario pissing is actually one of them, which you may be aware of. It says that compilation video is pretty popular. That has 5 parts. The general synopsis of which is Mario pisses, and then he gets angry that Mario pissing the video. Oh god, we haven't talked about that yet. But anyway, the series Mario Pissing, Mario gets mad that a video of him pissing on the internet got so much attention, and so he tries to kill people who like the video.
Shit.
Then he talks to Squidward. That's one of the themes, by the way. Random characters just appear. Then he talks to Squidward, and Squidward says, you shouldn't kill people who like the video. You should kill the guy who made the video. And then Mario says, okay. And then he goes to the airport, and the guy at the airport says that he can't bring guns on the plane. And then he goes to Iceland anyway, and he kills Blaze, and that's it. The Mario Pissing series is just that. There's other details and shit, but that's literally it.
Something you need to know when you go in is there's simultaneously continuity, and also characters will just die for no reason, and they'll come back. Like, Blaze will just get murdered at the end of a video, and then there's no, in-universe, it's like a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon. Like, a guy will just die, and then that's the end of it, just cause it's funnier if he gets fucking murdered.
Blaze dies, or, gets into horrible situations very, very often in his skits and other things. And a lot of the time, there's just no explanation of, anything. It's just oh, I died. That's it. Okay.
It's awesome.
It's fucking great. There's a little more to it than that, though, because the Mario Pissing series is kind of made as a response to the amount of attention that Mario Pissing got. Because
it's meta.
In the series...
It's very meta.
Yeah, in the series, Mario is the one that's mad. But in real life, Blaze the movie fan is fucking pissed that people think of him as the guy who made Mario Pissing. He, in his mind, his movie reviews, which is what we're going to talk about next and some of his other content, in his mind, his movie reviews are what he's, most passionate about. So the idea that he made this, shitty, awful, no effort, just no effort video that got so much attention, and he doesn't, he just hates the video now, which is why it has been disowned twice. As of 2019...
He disowned it, then undisowned it, then he disowned it again.
As of 2019, it has been disowned twice, and this time it'll stick, according to the description of the video. He has said... He's very active in comment sections, by the way, and this is where I get this information, but he has said multiple times that he doesn't mind other people liking it, but he fucking hates it. And more specifically, he hates it if you call him the Mario Pissing guy, or the guy who made Mario Pissing.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, we will probably do in the title of this video, because that's the most likely way that people will get it, that it will get attention.
It's a necessary evil.
Sorry, Blaze. But
yeah, sorry.
That's your most popular video. We gotta
get eyeballs on our podcast.
We gotta get people who only know you as the Mario Pissing guy to click on this video and learn that you have tons of other shit. But yeah, that series is reflective of his real opinion. He was actually mad about that video, and so Mario in the skit videos is actually
represents
mad.
His rage towards Mario Pissing. Which is a weird direction to go. Instead of having him be pissed, it's Mario is pissed about being in Mario Pissing. It's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, that's a little, dare I say, slightly more creative than he is a lot of other times.
Subversive.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's a pretty common theme throughout a lot of his things, is that skit videos and a lot of his other series, he has a couple other series as well, which we'll talk about in a little bit, are very heavily based on his dreams, which he has said multiple times, as well as just stuff that happens to him in real life and his real opinions.
Yeah, that really, once you know that, it kind of does explains why his videos feel so fucking surreal a lot of the times. His skits and nothing happens, the plot goes nowhere, and a character there'll just be some incredibly short exchange and it'll just cut off almost like a fucking dream.
Oh yeah, and then weird insane shit will start happening. Sometimes stuff will somewhat make sense and then just immediately it doesn't. Sometimes there's weird details that are like, why did you even put that in there? I think my favorite, like, bizarre detail is, I don't remember specifically what skit it was, but there's a skit where Blaze is murdered. Is it the one where Dawn goes to his house and, like, shoots him with an RPG?
Probably.
Yeah, he like, hates Dawn from the Pokemon anime, or he used to. I think he's switched his opinion around on this. But he used to, like, make videos hating on Dawn from the Pokemon anime and saying she's, like, a shitty character. So he made a skit video where Dawn comes to his house and murders him. Again, character arrives. Conflict and bickering ensues. Somebody's dead. The video ends. But in that one, it's like a little bit more complicated because after he dies, he goes to hell. Anytime that Blaze dies, he goes to hell, by the way. It's always hell. Blaze is a sinner.
Blaze canonically is a sinner, like, in his own universe.
Yeah, I don't know. But he goes to hell, and then he, like, tries to buy his way out of hell. Like, the Grim Reaper says, like, it is not your time yet. If you give me $20, I will let you out of hell. And then Blaze says, oh no, I don't have any money. And he can't, and he's dead. And then
he's just stuck in eternal damnation.
Well, no, because then it cuts to his parents. His actual parents. It cuts to footage of them sitting in the living room, crying, and talking about how they're so sad that he's dead. And that's it. That's the end of that video.
Now that video, he probably was trying to be a bit more... He was trying to get more into the ramifications of him being murdered.
Why put that detail in there?
Which is bizarre once you see how many times he gets murdered. So it's weird that he, like, that one time...
Just the one time.
That great a detail.
And anyway, so, like, it's fucking weird. Also, yeah, like, everything is a reference. Everything is just, like, a pre-existing character, like, Mario pissing. Yeah, that's in the long line of videos that are just, like, Iron Man does this thing, or, like, this character shows up at my house. It's always, like, some pre-existing intellectual property that's, like, either fucking with him or that he's fucking with.
It's usually something that's popular at the time or that he's hyper-obsessed with in the moment, like Pokemon. He's, like, very, like, he is, like, into Pokemon more than almost any human being on the planet Earth is into Pokemon. He
is spiritually attached to Pokemon, which we will discuss later.
But no, I was gonna say real quick, there are, like, maybe exactly 2 OCs he's created, which comes out of nowhere. There's, like, one in, like, an Easter Bunny video, like, some weird-looking, like, I don't even remember.
Oh, you mean, like, the bird security guard monster thing?
Yeah. That's, like, one of the, it comes out of nowhere, because I'm like, wait, that's just, like, a weird drawing of, like, a bird character.
Yeah, that was, like, an original thing. He just made that up.
That's, like, one of the only times he's made up an original character for his thing.
Well, the other time is... is the alien from Pokemon Gangster that, like, is from a planet where they steal people's souls and turn them into slaves forever and they can't have any afterlife.
Awesome.
That Pokemon Gangster is one of his other series. He has several Pokemon-related series. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. Anyway, if you just want to watch something fucking insane, watch every skit video.
Yeah, go to my playlist.
Go to my epic playlist and watch all my
videos. I try to keep it in chronological order so you can see as they progress, but I may have fucked up. Oops. But yeah,
it's pretty fucked up. But yeah, he still makes skits, like, pretty consistently. He also does this weird thing where I don't know how much you want to call it a skit. We have put them in the skit playlist, but there's a lot of videos that are movie reviews or show reviews, or, you know, reviews. Most of his videos are reviews, which we'll move into in a minute. He does a lot of skits where a fictional character will show up to his house and then be like, what are you doing? And he said, I just saw a movie. And then they talk about the movie.
No, wait. Rewind. The exact format is, character, what the hell are you doing here? Can I be a note of you? I don't know. Please, I want to be in it so bad. I guess if you're good, and then he's there in the review.
Sometimes there's like a long preamble, but usually, yeah, it's pretty just like,
They
okay,
just appear in his apartment and they're like, okay, we're gonna...
Paul from the Pokemon anime is here now. Professor Birch from the Pokemon anime is here now. He does a review... Doesn't he do a review with Freddy Krueger at one point?
Maybe.
He does a lot of reviews with Bane. I have no fucking idea why, but he has several
Bane from
reviews.
The Dark Knight Rises.
He has several reviews with Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, and
he just nonchalantly refers to him. He's just like, "Oh, hi, Bane." Like,
yeah, Bane is just a regular guy. That's another theme. Very, very common theme with all of his like character cameos. Everyone is out of character. Bane is just like some regular guy.
Feller.
He's just some regular ass dude with like a weird voice, and that's it.
Also, when he has characters in his reviews, they exist entirely just to oppose an opinion of his. So they'll just be like, "I hate this movie," and he'll be like, "But I like it," or vice versa. That's like their entire purpose. And he'll do the shtick he does, where they're like, "I hate your opinion, but I respect your opinion," and then
we can't get into that yet.
But yeah,
it's too far. We can't get into that yet. That's one of the common themes. Is just pointless bickering, and it's everywhere.
It's awesome.
And it's hilarious. It's hilarious if you're thinking about it. If you were just like watching it, it is the most
like, ugh.
It is the most.
Why are they bickering?
It is the most dry, like just basic, boring kind of argument that you can possibly have. Like this happens in Death of Santa Claus. In Death of Santa Claus, I guess fuck it, we'll just talk about the trend. In Death of Santa Claus, a character shows up, or fuck, what am I talking about? In Death of Santa Claus, Santa kills himself. Santa kills himself because nobody believes in him anymore. The last person in the world who believed in Santa Claus was Blaze the movie fan, and he recently stopped believing in Santa Claus, which is another weird real-life connection. He has a lot of videos about Santa Claus. He had a video when he was like in like several years ago where he talked about how he still believed in Santa Claus. But then he started making the videos once he started not believing in Santa Claus. He started making videos about like Santa stalking him and like being upset that he didn't believe in him anymore. These are skit videos. Yeah, these are not.
Also, like Easter bunnies in these videos too. For some reason, there's a series of videos where Easter Bunny and Santa Claus beat the fuck out of each other and they hate each other's guts.
Anyway, but yeah, that's where there's like real life and skit connections start to get really weird. Cause he IRL stopped believing in Santa Claus and then made a skit video where the fact that he stopped believing in Santa Claus made Santa kill himself. And then an elf from the North Pole, who are all homeless now, by the way, because they're out of work. And then an elf from the North Pole goes to Blaze's house and just starts, like, cussing him out. And it's the most realistic argument I've ever seen. Because both of them are just being really unreasonable and, like, shouting and not listening to each other. And it takes way longer than it should to get to the point. And randomly, Blaze will start talking and the elf will randomly just be like, "Shut the fuck up!" And then, like, just interrupt him for no reason. And just, like, that happens for, like, 3 minutes of just non-stop talking.
It just doesn't go anywhere. They just bicker at each other for like 3 minutes and it ends. It's awesome.
And the elf is literally just there. The elf doesn't even have a goal. He just shows up mad just to tell Blaze how much he hates him and how he ruined everything and he killed Santa. He doesn't have a goal. He doesn't kill Blaze. He doesn't do anything. Nothing happens. At all. It's just an argument. It's just people being mad. And it's fucking hilarious. Like, on a meta level, it's fucking hilarious. It's I love it. So much.
High art. That video is high art.
This stuff is the stuff we love. This is the stuff
I feel like
I
feel like we could go off about skits for literally this entire video.
Literally
but we probably
hours.
Shouldn't.
But his main content, which he has, he has like over 1,000 movie reviews, right?
Probably thousands. I don't like he makes like makes them every other day or something. If you watch his videos,
he seriously pumps out like an absurd number of movie reviews. And it's not just movie reviews. It's movies, TV shows, like full shows, individual seasons of a TV show he will review, individual episodes of a TV show he will review. But then he does even more, like, reviews and, like, commentary kind of content. He makes videos talking about other YouTubers, most of which are pretty small, but he also talks about other movie reviewers that he likes, like Chris Stuckman, and, as we learned from the interview we did, his favorite is actually the Nostalgia Critic, and he will talk about these other people. He'll make commentaries over their videos, so basically like a reaction video, but like a little more structured, where he has like actual comments. He'll play a little bit of the video, then cut back to himself talking about like what his thoughts are. He has a very strong distinction, by the way, between non-spoiler and spoiler movie reviews. And as we learned from talking to him, he's really mad that people don't watch his spoiler movie reviews as much. I have to admit, I have never watched any of his spoiler movie reviews, but I guess I have to now.
We're contractually obligated.
We're contractually obligated to watch all of his spoiler movie reviews, yeah.
Like, I do imagine that his spoiler movie reviews have more effort put in them, because they're always way longer than his other reviews.
Way longer, yeah.
For his longest videos.
Well, it's weird, though, because, like, I'm looking at his channel right now. I'm just staring at it. And from a month ago, his Artemis Fowl spoiler movie review is 24 minutes long. But then he has a video 3 weeks ago, I'm taking a long break from The Birdman, which is like another YouTube channel. And that video is almost 30 minutes long. Then he has Lisa the Simpsons episode review from 2 weeks ago, and that's 18 minutes long. And sandwiched between all of these is Blaze's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Adventures Part 34, which is basically just a Let's Play where he uses cheats to, like, play San Andreas and, like, doesn't talk very much.
Yeah, his less frequent content would be his Let's Plays.
He does do, like everyone has at some point, he does Let's Plays. But he does it very, very infrequently. It's really weird.
I think he has a Pokemon Blue Let's Play that I saw him doing, and he never finished it.
Yeah, but every once in a while he'll go back to it. He had not played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas in, like, years. And then he just suddenly started doing it again. Like, recently. Then he has other videos. This is all his main channel. Blaze has 3 channels, by the way, that he runs constantly. Then he has other videos. He has random topics. He has movie reviews, he's got video commentaries, video responses, where he actually, like, I don't know exactly what the difference would be, but video thoughts, whatever the terminology is, he just talks about videos that he's seen on YouTube, and just what he likes about them, what he doesn't like, just general commentary. And those are all, like, series, and he has even more than that, but he also just randomly makes videos like Krusty the Clown is scarily accurate to real-life celebrities, which is just exactly what it sounds like.
They're almost similar to those newer Nostalgia Critic videos where they're like kind of like video essays, but yeah.
I would not call those videos video essays.
I mean, I don't know, like weird like opinion pieces that are unstructured, that aren't like a reaction to anything.
He just gives random, exactly what you said, random unstructured opinion pieces about anything. Another thing that he does pretty often on his main channel is making retrospectives. Not on other people. Sometimes it's on other people, but a lot of the time he will make retrospective commentary on his own videos. His most recent upload, as of right now, this exact moment, is a retrospective commentary on his review of Halloween from 1987. The original Halloween. It's 47 minutes long. Good lord.
He pumps out a lot of content. It's pretty obvious. If you like look at all of his channels, he's probably producing like 10 videos a week on average at least. And some of them are really long like that. Like those videos they're not completely original, but I mean, he still has to do editing. Like, he has to put the text in and write out all of the commentary over top of his old videos. That like takes fucking time.
Yeah, and the length of some of these, like we said before, the length is highly, highly variable.
I noticed some weird quirks with like how like in depth he'll go. He reviewed the Godfather, and he gave it like a 2 or 3 minute review recently, and then he'll like review like a cartoon episode, and he'll give it like longer than the episode itself length, and I don't like.
That's pretty much exactly what I was going to talk about. Like his review of, I mean, I guess how much does anybody really have to say about this movie at all? The Mitchells versus the Machines movie review, 3 minutes long. Homer and the Apu Simpsons episode, almost 20 minutes. Like, what the fuck? I have to admit, I do not watch a lot of these because there's just so many of them.
Yeah, I just don't. It's not nothing against Blaze. I just don't really watch reviews really that much on like shows and movies that much, unless they're like very specific niche that they go in line with mine. But like generally, I mean, I just don't watch that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's commendable at how much he produces.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Also, if you're wondering, these videos do actually get like several hundred views. Sometimes breaking 1,000. He has like a
niche but dedicated audience, like who will consistently comment and watch all of his videos, which he probably deserves more than he has. But I mean, at least he has what he has so far.
Yeah, his videos are not like going completely unnoticed or unwatched or something. Anyway, that's pretty much the majority of what he makes on his main channel. Is just all kinds of stuff like that. Except wait, no, we're forgetting one thing. We're forgetting the eating videos.
Yeah, those videos are a lot more infrequent. He only like produces those like
because he doesn't like making
blue
them.
Moon. He's like, yeah, he's admitted like I don't get why people like these fucking videos, but I make them anyways.
He makes videos where the title is like me drinking Coca-Cola episode 18.
Me eating pizza episode 52, where like it'd be the same shtick. He'll like get on his bike. Well, this is before he like lived in a different apartment, but he would get on a bike. He would bike to his local pizza joint. He would sit there and just like loudly eat pizza, and that's it. That's the whole video.
Yeah, or he would just be sitting in his house doing nothing. Then his other series, this is the actual last thing. His other series is like, meet my friend, meet my aunt, meet my dad.
Oh, yeah.
Where he just brings on some random...
boss.
Yeah, where he brings on a relative or a friend or a coworker and they just, like, talk. And when he does that, like, he talks like a pretty regular person. Like, he's not, like, inept socially. You know, like, his manner of speaking is a little stiff, but he's just... Blaze has admitted in his own words that he is autistic.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have any trouble making friends or, like, dealing with people.
Getting along with people, yeah.
Yeah. He does have a lot of trouble emoting, like, conveying emotion, but that's also something that he's admitted himself and talked about. Anyway, none of these are negative things, in my opinion, because he's a very unique person, and that is why all of these... That's why all of these things have as much value as they do. But generally, that's all of the content on his main channel. He is really passionate about his movie reviews. That's his favorite thing that he does. And it's the vast majority of his content. The vast majority of his content is movie, TV show, whatever, reviews. Then he's also got the skits.
He used to just, like, make videos of anything that was on his mind, like, a few years ago. So if you go back to his backlog, you'll just see, like, videos titled shit like, "It would be cool to own a helicopter."
Yeah, for real, though. Like, do we have that in the skit videos playlist, or did I just put that in our, like...
No, you put that in the podcast, like, whatever the Blaze, the lore.
We did some studying up. We watched a ton of his videos before this.
Yeah, we were going through and we were skimming through his whole channel. for like skits and stuff
And
and
yeah,
other
like,
interesting videos.
some videos are definitely more important than others as far as like, the lore
The Blaze lore
of Blaze the
runs
Movie
deep.
Fan. Good lord. That's pretty much all she wrote for his main channel. He has 2 other channels. He has Blaze's Pokemon Adventures, and he has his 3rd channel, which is literally just called Blaze's 3rd channel, because it's non-distinct. His 3rd channel is pretty much just an archive.
And the analysis videos.
Yeah,
we discussed already.
If he doesn't want to... If he needs to re-upload something, he has re-uploaded a lot of his older content that has since been, like, scrubbed from the internet in one way or another. Anything from, like, 2006 or 2007, though, according to him and generally, is just gone forever because he deleted it. But a lot of stuff from later than that, like 2008 through 2011, has been re-uploaded more recently. And if he doesn't want it to go on his main channel, he will... Because he doesn't re-upload stuff anymore to his main channel. He'll put it on his 3rd channel. Which means that a lot of that stuff is, like, kind of sidelined and out of the way. So not many people see it. My Pet Charmander is one of those. That's, like, kind of stuck on his 3rd channel.
Unfortunately.
Not many people get to see
find.
that. But weirdly enough, and I've never seen anybody else do this, he makes, even more often than he makes his main, like, actual videos, it seems, he makes analysis videos of his own videos. So I guess he spends a lot of time, like, going back and rewatching his old videos, and when he does that, apparently, he ends up writing out, like, analysis and commentary over himself. Now, these are not like his video thoughts videos. His video thoughts videos are like, here's the video, and then I'm going to talk about it. He's actually speaking. There's video of him. It's more like his movie reviews, where, like, he's actually talking. The analysis videos are way more low-key than that. Like, it is literally the entirety of the original video, except that every once in a while it will cut to a black screen with white text on top of it that is just his thoughts. And what's especially weird about this is the absolute number, the absurd number of analysis videos that he has. Thousands of analysis videos, like, no joke. He analyzes skits, he analyzes reviews, he analyzes his eating video, like, nothing is exempt from being analyzed like this. And the other weird thing, point B, or 2, or whatever, is that his analysis is, like, over-analysis. I think he said this before, but he tries to analyze the videos as if he didn't make it, and he was someone who was just watching this video and had never seen it before. So he analyzes it by imagining what someone watching the video would think of it without any pre-existing relationship to him or anything else. And almost always, that means he'll interrupt the video to say, like, this is fucking boring. This is stupid. Why would they do that? He just, like, shit talks his own videos incessantly. And it's kind of funny because, like, all the audio drops out and it's just suddenly, like, a black screen where it says, like, this is, like, why would you pause for that long in between that sentence? And it's like...
He is, like, way over analytical a lot of times in those videos.
Yeah, really, really nitpicky stuff. That he is, like... Sometimes it's his legitimate feelings, it seems, and other times we have not watched a lot of these videos because holy shit. I am not gonna watch 1,000 analysis videos that are longer than all of the originals because they include his commentary. But, like, yeah, there'll be really specific things like that he either is annoyed by watching it or that he thinks someone else would be annoyed by. It's weird. Like I said before, I've never seen anyone do this. We watched a few of them, and they are fascinating, like, looks into his thoughts about himself. and his videos and just things in general, I do not recommend them. And I mean, like, if you haven't seen the original before, they might be entertaining, but if you have, like, I don't know.
They're very
It's weird.
derivative.
Check them out if you're really, really interested in what he has to say about his own content. But otherwise, like, stay away. It's not that entertaining to watch. Like, from a basic level. It's like the most dry content he probably has. If you exclude the original video that he's talking over. Anyway, then that's pretty much his third channel. It's re-uploads, and it's the glut of analysis videos that he makes. His second channel, though, is Blaze's Pokemon Adventures, which houses a lot of different things. Well, a lot of similar things, actually. He has 2 series going right now on that channel, and those are pretty much the only videos that he does on there. It's a lot more focused than his other channels. Blaze's Pokemon Adventures, and Blaze's Early Pokemon Adventures, which is like a prequel. And they're running side by side at the same time, which is slightly confusing, but okay. Blaze's Pokemon Adventures and Early Pokemon Adventures are very, very similar to his skit videos. They're highly based on his dreams. Random fictional characters will just show up for, like, no reason. And then leave also for no reason, or die, and then come back, and then die, and then come back. The plot makes no sense. Sometimes there are story arcs that go for multiple episodes. Well, usually there's some kind of story arc that goes for, like, a few episodes. But, you know, episode times vary from, like, 1 minute to, like, 5 minutes. It's weird. Like, one of the most recent story arcs, just to give you an example, one of the most recent story arcs is the Lord of the Rings characters end up in New York, except for Aragorn. And Aragorn ends up in the Pokemon world. And then he hangs out with Blaze, the movie fan, who is Blaze in Blaze's Pokemon Adventures is a character. I feel like I need to start over, because there's so much to explain about Blaze's Pokemon Adventures. Okay, hold on. The series is basically a storyline. It has like 267 episodes as of right now. And Early Pokemon Adventures has 75, and that's been running like at the same time. There's a lot going on. But those 2 series are based directly on an earlier series called Pokemon Gangster. And that series is on his 3rd channel. It's been archived and re-uploaded. That has like 256 episodes of its own. And is also amazing, but I'll get into that. That Pokemon Gangster series is a reboot of an earlier Pokemon Gangster series. And even alongside that, there was another series that was lost in the same vein called Pokemon Crime Stories, which we don't know anything about. So, what is all this shit? It's Pokemon ROM hacks is where this all started. So back in the day on YouTube, in like 2008 and like through to 2010 even, and even a little bit before that, people would make Pokemon hacks. But the point of the hack isn't for someone to actually like play it like a video game. It was like a storytelling tool. So there's a lot of other examples of this that I cannot name because it's like, this is pretty obscure stuff that we're talking about now. But to put it simply, people would make Pokemon ROM hacks as a story, play out the story, and upload it as a video to YouTube. And we'll put some footage so people know what I'm talking about. Which is kind of neat. And you could even have, like, real Pokemon battles be a part of it, although that happens in Pokemon Gangster, and it's, like, the most boring part. But Pokemon Gangster is that. Pokemon Gangster is a Pokemon ROM hack that he actually made, and that plays out in front of you like a story. There's real Pokemon battles in it, like, from the games. I think it's... Is it based on, like, Leaf Green or, like, Gold or like, what version?
I think it, like, switches between, like, Ruby and Leaf Green, but, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. You'll notice it switch whenever, like, the frame rate drops horribly when it switches to a different game.
I don't remember specifically. It's been a while since we watched Pokemon Gangster.
I just remember that because that was funny. Because it was like the sprites were different, and then suddenly the frame rate went to shit.
Yeah, well, anyway, he made a ton of videos like that. And he made even more in the past. They're all gone. But Pokemon Gangster is a 256 episode series of that. As it goes along, it becomes less of a Pokemon ROM hack and more of just like a skit video where he just takes a bunch of images and text and like puts it on the screen pretty much. But it's really dry. If you're gonna actually watch it, I'm skipping over the premise. I'm skipping over so much. I like can't even.
There's like so much to say because there's like 200 and something episodes, and
yeah, okay.
It's hard to condense it.
The actual plot, because it's a story. The actual plot of Pokemon Gangster is Blaze Erickson, which is his name. That's not his name in real life, but that's the name of the character. He is a member of Team Magma. He's a gangster, and his job initially is to steal rare Pokemon and give them to Team Magma. And that's it, pretty much. That's like the initial setup. In Pokemon Gangster, like the initial kickoff of the story is that like his dad dies, and then he gets a magical Raichu that's like super powerful and goes on an adventure with a bunch of other people. But the plot doesn't really matter. That's like the setup. Okay, they're gangsters. He's a gangster. He's a member of Team Magma, and he's got other friends, and they're also members of Team Magma, and they go on wacky adventures. But it kind of evolves a lot from there. That's how it starts. They're criminals, they do some crimes, they fight Team Aqua, but then he becomes like a vigilante superhero, because his Raichu is so powerful, and he has so many like friends that are like super weird and crazy. He meets a wizard. There's just magic. He has a friend who's a wizard, and anytime he needs to, like, resolve some kind of plot conflict conveniently, he just talks to the wizard, and the wizard says, like, bring me the dick of a Houndoom, and I'll solve the problem instantly. That literally happens, by the way. That's not a joke. There's a part where
he uses Iron Tail on the Houndoom's dick.
He uses Iron Tail on a Houndoom to cut its dick off, and then brings it back to the wizard, who can solve the story of the episode.
Yeah, there's a point in Pokemon Gangster where there's like a lot of plot contrivances that I think go away after a point. Like I think he retcons some stuff, like the fact that his Raichu's completely invincible.
Yeah. Raichu, at the beginning, Raichu is just a really good Raichu. It's just a really, really good Raichu at the start. But then eventually, Raichu becomes completely invincible.
Can defeat a team of full legendaries without any issue.
There is one part where he fights Giovanni, and Giovanni has 6 Mewtwo's, and he just wins with just his Raichu.
Team.
With just his Raichu and nothing else. Yeah, he becomes a crime fighter. They go to this city.
If you watch his skits, you'll recognize the name Emerald City, because he, like, refers back to this. He refers back to some, like, Pokemon Gangster and Blaze's Pokemon Adventure lore, if you watch enough of the skits.
Yeah, this is why this is so hard to talk about. Okay, but generally speaking, yeah, the series is all over the place. Blaze is, like, a good guy at some points, but then randomly there's an episode called, like, Blaze the Criminal, where he just starts shooting people for fun, because he's tired of being a good guy. It's fucking spastic. It's insane.
Well, okay, you have to keep in mind, I think they're all based on dreams, which is why they just don't make any sense half the time, and the character motivations don't make any sense. So it's just like, whatever he dreamt is like, that's what happened.
We don't know for sure.
It seems like it, to me.
The basic point of us bringing it up is, he makes this shit all the time, and there's a ton of it. But almost can't recommend that you watch it. At least Pokemon Gangster.
Pokemon Gangster, it's all text.
Yeah, there's no voice acting. There's no voice acting in Pokemon Gangster. If you feel like reading a book that you Like, and the text only comes
with
up
occasional
on screen.
poke. No, also you have to keep. Also, we didn't mention it all. There's GTA footage in between the Pokemon.
Oh my
footage.
god, yeah. He uses footage from GTA San Andreas and puts, like, the default Windows Movie Maker text over top of it for, like, characters talking. Eventually, he figured out how to put the actual Pokemon
He like green
dialogue
screens
box.
the like box over it. Yeah.
Yeah. But originally, it was super low tech. The GTA footage, by the way, is always funny. Because
It's usually like vehicle footage to like imply that the character's driving or taking a plane from one place to another place, but he'll like get bored while he's recording the footage. He'll start crashing into people, or start like doing like 180s with this airplane for no reason.
the best one of that is is like, I think it's like episode 194 of Blaze's Pokemon Adventures or Gangster or whatever, where they're all in a plane. The plane starts spinning around and it starts diving toward the ground, and he instantly cuts away.
He was like, "Oh well, I think I got enough footage," and he starts just fucking around and like nosedives the plane to make it crash on purpose.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's God.
But no, basically, if you want to read a shit ton of text and see occasional Pokemon battles and see occasional GTA footage with like the most insane story ever, then you can watch Pokemon Gangster. But then with Pokemon, Blaze's Pokemon Adventures and Blaze's early Pokemon Adventures, a chunk of the way through those series, he like actually adds like makes them basically formatted like a skit with GTA footage once in a while, but mostly just a skit with like the iconic speech bubbles and the and just characters standing there.
He eventually did. When Blaze's Pokemon Adventures and early Pokemon Adventures first started, it was still only text. But eventually he started doing voice acting, and at this point, there's basically no like ROM hack element of it at all anymore. It's literally
images. It's images of sprites standing next to each other with speech bubbles over them.
Yeah. And there's no more real Pokemon battles. He stopped doing that pretty soon after the... No, like a decent chunk of the way through Pokemon Gangster, he stopped doing that and instead just, like, put one Pokemon in the top left corner of the screen and another Pokemon in the bottom right corner of the screen, and then have them, like, do the move in, like, a weird animation.
I prefer it that way anyways, because the Pokemon battles were kind of boring anyways. Just like watching the battle play out, so I was kind of preferred it.
It's just a real Pokemon battle, like from the games. Yeah, for like it with no text or dialogue until the very end.
Also, we didn't mention this. One of my favorite aspects of Blaze's Pokemon Gangster is he'll just put like weird out of like no context like gags at the end where it'll be now something completely irrelevant, and then the AVGN will pop up and be like, "This is the most shit of game I've ever played," and then it'll be at the end of the video.
Yeah, and despite being about Pokemon, Blaze's Pokemon Adventures and Pokemon Gangster have just as many or more random, like, real-life people, like actors,
movie characters,
other YouTube like people, like AVGN. He likes this guy called Fury of the Film Fan, and he showed up a few times.
Irate Gamer shows up a lot.
Irate Gamer shows up for an extended period of time.
He was like his traveling companion for a while.
Yeah, Indiana Jones was his traveling companion for a while. Aragorn was his traveling companion recently for a while. Like, that just happens. There's a part... Oh my god. Should we get into, like, the actual lore of Pokemon Gangster? Or should we wait?
I don't know, it's up to you. It's hard to say, because it's really hard to format this discussion around this insane 600 episode long series.
It's like talking about a nuclear explosion while you're inside the explosion. Like, oh, there's so much happening all around me all the time. It's just a ball of energy. It's just a ball of raw chaos. And there's no, like, way to dissect it or, like, separate it from all this other weird shit that it's a part of. So, okay. It's hard to make sense of this shit, but there's a lot of common threads between his skit videos and Pokemon Gangster, Blaze's Pokemon Adventures, all that stuff. They're very similar. Or they eventually become very similar. One of those similarities is the fact that, as I mentioned a while ago, they are scripted. And whenever Blaze writes a script, he has very common things that he likes to do. Just things that show up constantly. We have an exhaustive list of these. And I would like to read them to you, because they're very funny. So, these are common stories, common themes, just events that happen a lot, and it doesn't matter why. I'm just gonna go right into it, because there's no way to tackle this fucking, like, beast otherwise. Every character, or at least a lot of characters, are a fan of Blaze's actual videos on YouTube. So, on top of being a self-insert in a lot of his skits and Blaze's Pokemon adventures and stuff, he is also still a YouTuber. And characters will tell him, like, dude, I love Blaze's videos. Like, he still makes videos, even in, like, the fictional world of like, the skits and stuff. He actually has a skit called Inside a TV show, Family Guy, where Peter Griffin is upset that Blaze doesn't like Family Guy anymore, because he used to be a big fan of Family Guy, and then he stopped liking it. So Peter Griffin is upset that Blaze doesn't like Family Guy anymore, and he goes to Blaze's house, and he says, like, please like Family Guy again, and Blaze says no. And then Peter is like, this really sucks, I'm a huge fan of his videos, and then Brian Griffin says, I am too, but we just have to live with the fact that he does not like Family Guy anymore, and then the video ends. Another one is characters trying to be friends with Blaze. Eric Cartman shows up at one point because Blaze does not like Eric Cartman, and Eric's like shows up to his house. Again, character just shows up to his house and says, hey, please be friends with me. I stole a truck full of Coca-Cola. Take it and be my friend. Blaze fucking loves Coca-Cola, by the way. If you didn't know. He
fucking loves Coke. He fucking loves Burger King.
He loves Coke, and he loves Burger King, and they're his favorite things, and he loves pizza, and he likes it a lot. And, yeah, like, that just happens sometimes in skits and other things. Characters pissing and or shitting. This is one of the most common things. Usually it's Pokemon that are pissing or shitting. Like, in Blaze's Pokemon adventures, like 95% of the time, a conflict is started because, like, Raichu shits on something, a random Pokemon shits on Blaze, a Pokemon shat in Blaze's tent one time, and then people died over it. They got into a huge battle and people fucking died. It just happens constantly. There's a video where a Chikorita is... Chikorita pissing is the name of the fucking video. In Chikorita pissing, a Pokemon Chikorita shows up in the human world, in the real world, in like Iceland pretty much, or wherever, in the US, on Earth, real Earth. And it just starts pissing in the street, and then a police officer sees it, and he goes to his boss and tells him about it. It just happens all the time. I have this one listed under 2 different names. I have characters arguing about nothing, and I also have bickering. Both of those are very common threads. I am dead fucking serious when I say that this happens incessantly in all of his, like, pre-scripted content. People will just start talking about something, sometimes for no reason. They'll just randomly bring up a topic, like, oh, I really like this movie, or like, I got this movie on Blu-ray, and then somebody else will say, oh, I have it on DVD. And then there is an entire episode of Pokemon Gangster where Blaze and Meister is another member of Team Magma that he is friends with and hangs out with. Blaze and Meister are hanging out at Blaze's apartment, and they're talking about movies that they like. They're talking about how they both think X-Men Origins Wolverine is an awesome movie, specifically. And then Blaze says he has it on DVD, and Meister says he's going to wait until it comes out on Blu-ray, or he says he has it on Blu-ray, or something like that. And then Meister says, why wouldn't you get it on Blu-ray? If there's a Blu-ray, why would you get a DVD? And then they get into a fight where, like, Meister will not fucking shut up about how Blaze is an idiot for liking DVDs and collecting DVDs instead of collecting Blu-rays. And Blaze is just like, I respect your opinion, but I disagree. I like DVDs. And it's 2 minutes. It's an entire episode of Pokemon Gangster that is entirely dedicated to just Meister calling Blaze a basically, like over and over and over again, because he likes DVDs. It's amazing. Then we have characters getting shot. People get shot constantly. Usually, when somebody gets shot, there's like a black screen over the gunshot for some reason, and then it like cuts back. Or it'll just instantly cut to them being dead. This happens very often. And a lot of the time, it is like the resolution of a conflict. Like, somebody will show up to Blaze's house, and then he shoots them. Somebody shows up to Blaze's house and shoots Blaze. Character appears. They are shot.
No worries, I will just shoot her. I can do that. No problem. Okay, then.
People will threaten each other, like, if you do this thing, I am going to shoot you. And then they do the thing, and then they get shot. And that's the video. There's a fucking episode where Blaze goes to a movie theater, and there's a guy, like, heckling the audience and, like, being an asshole and talking over the movie. And then Blaze says, you know, I would shoot that guy, but I don't want to get arrested. And then everybody else in the movie theater, including the security guard at the movie theater, says, I would not be upset if you shot that man. And then Blaze shoots him and then leaves.
Everybody's just okay with it. They're always like, yeah, shoot him, please, yeah, shoot him.
Oh my god. There's a video called A Strange Encounter at Burger King, where Darth Vader shows up and says to Blaze, join the dark side. Come on, you know you want to join the dark side. Come on. And Blaze says, no, and he doesn't do it. And he says, if you keep doing that, I will shoot you. He says, shoot. And then Darth Vader won't shut up, so he shoots Darth Vader. And then it cuts back to him at his house after eating his food. And he says, you know, I shot someone today, and it felt really great. Yeah. And that's the end of the video.
He just, like, is happy he murdered somebody.
He's just pleased about killing Darth Vader. This is... should we save it? Should we save the best trend for last?
Yes.
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay, another theme. Blaze committing crimes. Blaze is just constantly just doing evil criminal shit for, like, no reason. There's a video where he steals the Batmobile from the 1989 Tim Burton Batman. And that's, like, the whole point of the video, is just that he stole the Batmobile, and that's it. Blaze also just shoots random people constantly. This is all in Skits, in Pokemon Gangster, Pokemon Adventures, all of it. He just shoots random people constantly. He characterizes himself as a totally chaotic, like, Deadpool-esque, like, I mean, he's not that edgy, but, like, that kind of just crazy guy who is, like, really nice sometimes, but then he'll just go nuts, and he'll just decide one day, like, I hate this person, I'm going to murder them, and he just does. Here's another very common theme. Characters going to jail or getting broken out of jail. This happens so often.
It happens mainly in Pokemon Gangster and in Blaze's Pokemon Adventures.
Yeah, it's mostly there. So, cause like every time that a main character goes to jail, there is a follow-up prison break. And because the main characters are criminals, they go to jail pretty fucking often. I shit you not, there are probably like 24 prison breaks over the course of all, like, both series, of all three of his series. It's insanity. This is purely like a meta thing. It's not necessarily like the prison break is always particularly funny. It's just that it happens so much, or at least it seems like it does, when you're, like, binge watching this stuff. There will be, like, 2 prison breaks in the span of 10 episodes. And the episodes are, yeah, like 1 to 5 minutes long sometimes. So, like, within the same hour of you watching, within the same, like, 30 minutes, there's like goes to jail, breaks out of prison, goes to jail, breaks out of prison, like twice. Another amazing trend that is one of the most prevalent of all is a character seeing a psychiatrist or going to a mental institution, like an insane asylum, basically. It's always portrayed like like the character goes to an insane asylum, even though those like don't really exist anymore. This happens almost always because somebody sees something that is totally crazy, dude, and then they tell their boss, they tell their family, or they tell their friends. And the instant reaction that happens every single time that happens.
Are you on drugs or are you mentally insane? That's what they always say.
You clearly need help. I am sending you to a mental institution. And then the other person says, please don't do it. And then it just cuts to like a black screen with text that says like, and then they spent the rest of their life in the insane asylum.
It's awesome.
Fucking insane. The idea of that happening that often, it's fucking insane. It's weird. And, like, horrible. Like, it's just a bad ending. We'll talk about that later, though. That's one of the other themes. Yeah, random cameo by fictional character unrelated to the video. Sometimes, like, a story arc will be happening in Pokemon Gangster or something or other or whatever, and then just, like, Will Smith shows up. He's just there. And then he leaves. There's an episode of Pokemon Gangster where Will Smith shows up in the streets. He meets Giovanni, just coincidentally. And then Giovanni is like, you suck, I hate you. And he throws out a Machamp. And Will Smith beats the shit out of the Machamp and says like, you think actors can't do everything that they do in the movies for real? That's what it takes to be an actor. I have to be able to do all of it for real.
Canonically, every time he's ever acted in a movie and every insane thing he's ever done, he physically can do in the Pokemon universe and in Blaze's universe.
Yeah.
It's
but
awesome.
Then immediately after that, he gets, like, Giovanni throws out a Mewtwo, and then Blaze shows up and, like, fights the Mewtwo, and then Will Smith is like, this world is crazy. I don't want to get killed by a mythological creature, and then he just leaves. He's gone.
There's one of the best episodes.
There's a part in Pokemon Gangster where they go out of their way to mention that Gladstone Gander from DuckTales moves in next door to Blaze's apartment, or like one of the characters, and is like his neighbor now. But then he doesn't show up again for like a long ass time. He just shows up, nobody talks about it, nothing happens. And then he doesn't appear for like 30 or 40 more episodes. It just happens. Then same voice. Without fail, every single fucking video, his voice is the same. Doesn't matter how far you go back in the past. Doesn't matter how recent it is. Doesn't matter how long the video is. Doesn't matter what emotions are meant to be expressed. 99.99% of the time, Mario pissing is actually an exemption to this. Or an exception, where he actually, like, yells and, like, raises his pitch. But almost always, he just sounds completely monotone, the same. Which is kind of really funny sometimes, because his delivery can kind of catch you off guard when, like, you feel like you should be doing something else. I don't know. It's pretty good. Here's another one. Sometimes he'll try to do an impression of a character, and then he just doesn't. Like, he starts doing it for, like, the first part of a line, and then he stops. So, like, Marge Simpson will show up, and he'll try to do, like, a, like, Marge voice, like, weird Marge voice. But then he just stops. He'll voice, like, Batman, or, like, like from The Dark Knight, and try to do, like, the gruff, like, oh, like a Batman, like, Batman voice. But then he just stops, and he just starts talking, like, his normal voice. And that's always funny.
I love that.
This is one that happens in his reviews. This is one that happens in his reviews and his other, like, commentary and stuff. But when he edits his clips together, because it's just a bunch of clips of him talking, some of which are way shorter sometimes than they should be, like, in between takes, he will have recorded clips in different outfits and at different times of day, and sometimes in, like, completely different locations or positions. So, like, he'll be in the middle of a sentence, and then it'll get interrupted. He'll, like, add something on and, like, say something new, I guess, that he didn't think of when he was initially recording it. And he'll be in a different outfit, his haircut is different, and, like, the lighting is different, and everything's, like, weird, and then he'll cut right back.
What's funny is sometimes there'll be videos that'll go between, like, 3 different outfits. Like, it'll just be, like, a no continuity at all. Also, I love whenever he has his reviews and there's like a heavenly glow coming from like the left side of the screen and enveloping him is really funny.
I'll try to find examples of a lot of these things so we can show them off. Weird sexual shit happens a lot. Not a lot, not super often. Blaze is a furry. In his own words, Blaze is a furry. And that's certainly not something we hold against him or at all. He's really sexually attracted to Pokemon. That starts to creep in more and more as time goes on.
Yeah, if you watch through all 3 series, like, chronologically, like, as they came out, you'll, like, see him, like, start out just hugging Pokemon. Or in the skits, too, he's just, like, hugging the Pokemon. He's like, it makes me feel
He has a video.
so good.
He has a video called Hugging a Clefable, which is literally just 2 minutes of him and a Clefable in a white void, just, like, hugging each other. And he'll be like, every time this kind of thing happens, he'll be like, this feels really good. I would like to keep hugging you. And then the Clefable is like, yes. And that just happens a lot. And then eventually he just starts straight fucking those Pokemon.
It's like a plot point a lot of the times where, like, in order to get out of a situation, he has to, like, fuck Floatzel or something.
There's a part. This is part of our highlights section, but I gotta talk about it now because it's relevant. There's a part in Blaze's Pokemon Adventures where Blaze and a couple other characters get kidnapped, but they're on Earth. And they don't bring their Pokemon with them because they don't want to, like, fuck with Earth because Pokemon are so powerful or whatever. So they're on Earth and they're vulnerable because they don't have their Pokemon and they get kidnapped by, like, a gang or, like, the mob or something. And Delphox is a psychic type, and thus she has the ability, or it's a guy. All of the Pokemon are guys because Blaze is, like, gay. Delphox has the ability to use teleport, like the Pokemon move. And so he can teleport other things around, or himself, or Blaze, or whoever. But he's not powerful enough to teleport Blaze from Earth to the Pokemon world. Unless Floatzel, one of Blaze's other Pokemon, gives Delphox a handjob. And that was like one of the best things that ever happened, ever. It has no point. There's no purpose to it at all, as far as I can tell. He just randomly decided, making the episode, that needs to happen, or else Delphox does not have the power to teleport him.
What was another thing that was, like, really funny? He was in a jail, and, like, he fucked a Pokemon, and then everybody around him...
Oh, God!
Fucking gross. Wait,
No. In one of the many prison breaks, there's a random Pokemon that shows up. What the fuck? What Pokemon is it?
Squirtle or a Wurmple or some small
No. It's a grass type. Breloom. There's a Breloom that shows up, and it breaks him out of prison. And then the Breloom fucking graphically murders a police officer by sucking out his life force with leech seed. And then Blaze sees this, because he's getting broken out of prison. He sees this, and he says to the Breloom, "Did you just fucking kill that guy?" And Breloom's like, "Yeah." And then Blaze says, "That's so fucking hot." And then they just fuck. Right there, like in front of a bunch of people in the prison.
That's crazy.
Fucking insane. So, that just happens. Another trend that's very common, Blaze or other characters are appalled and disgusted by the weird sexual shit that is happening.
Yeah, like, he wants to fuck his Pokemon really bad, but in the universe of the Pokemon world, in his version, fucking Pokemon is, like, looked down upon, and they're always grossed out by it whenever he does it.
Yeah, I don't know. It just happens a lot. Sometimes in skits and, like, other things unrelated to that, just, like, weird sexual things will happen. Like, a character will pull out their dick and be like, "Suck my dick, bitch. Yeah, suck my fucking dick." And then somebody will be like, "Oh, no." And, like, that's the video. You know?
Yeah.
Just that. Another trend, characters changing their opinion for no goddamn reason. So a lot of the time when the bickering happens, where people just say nothing and argue about nothing for no reason. A lot of the time, it'll either end with the two characters, like, fighting and getting pissed off, or just, like, one of them suddenly just decides, wait, you're right, I should respect your opinion. Like, they don't have any reason to. They aren't prompted in any way to actually change their mind. They just do. And it stops. And then that's the end. It's fucking... That's just that. Something that happens more often than it probably should. Blaze will try to meet a fictional character, and then that character doesn't like him, or, like, doesn't want to hang out with him. He has, like... Oh my god. What's the name of the fucking movie? He has an inside a movie video where he goes into a movie with, like, The Rock that's, like, Treasure Island 2, or, like, something generic like that. And he meets the characters and says, like, can I go exploring with you guys? That would be kind of cool. And then they're just like, no.
I actually don't remember this at all. It sounds great, though. He just gets shot down.
He just gets shot down completely, and then he goes back home and says, damn, I really wanted to hang out with those guys. And that's the end of that. That's the end of that video. Like, what? Another one. Lore out of nowhere. Just random lore. For no reason. This one definitely needs explanation. There is lore. There is, like, deeper lore that is consistent throughout all of his skit videos, Pokemon Gangster, and Blaze's Pokemon Adventures and early Pokemon Adventures. Like, for one, there is a space station. There is a giant space station and, like, a spaceport on several planets where you can get on a spaceship that is so fast that it can take you to other, like, universes, basically. The way that Blaze explains it is, like, the Pokemon world and, like, Earth, like, real Earth, and, like, all kinds of different movies and other, like, intellectual properties and stuff, they all exist, but they're planets. And the planets are so far away from each other that they're basically, like, different universes. So you can get on a spaceship that can travel, like, 10 million times the speed of light, and can go to, like, other universes, basically, is the explanation. And randomly, this is never directly addressed or explained. You just have to, like, figure it out. That's why this is so weird to talk about. You just have to, like, figure out that that's what's happening, and it happens constantly. One of everybody's favorite videos, Inside a Movie Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted, makes direct reference at the end to several things. This is basically what the trend that we're talking about is, where that video doesn't fucking explain to you what the fuck is happening, but the way that Alex the Lion gets to him, and that the way Alex the Lion leaves Emerald City, because in that video they're in Emerald City, and we know this because he talks to Detective Sherfman. By name, he refers to Detective Sherfman, which is a character that is prominently featured in many episodes of Pokemon Gangster, Pokemon Adventures, and early Pokemon Adventures. He's like one of the main characters almost. A main side character, I'd say. He's in that skit that a bunch of people have seen, and he refers to him by name, and that's why he's a Pokemon sprite. And then it says, like after that, in that video, after the conflict is resolved, and the Detective Sherfman is like, okay, we will not put you in jail, but you have to go back to New York. That's why it says, like, and then Alex the Lion got on the space station and went back to Earth. That's
like,
what
it's
happened.
Like, it's like a title card that pops up for 5 seconds, and if most people don't even read it, but it's like weird Pokemon Gangster lore.
Yeah, that one moment is just random lore from his other series that just comes out of nowhere. For no reason, seemingly. I mean, not for no reason, because that's the way that Blaze understands all of this stuff to be happening, is the reason, as far as we know. That's, like, the reason why it's possible, I guess. That lore, though, makes it extra confusing when you consider the Inside a Media series, because he has his, like, going into games machine, basically, going into movies machine, which has several, like, lore updates. But that's not a space station. It's just, he just teleports him into a property. And it actually, he can, like, influence the story and change what happens in the movie. So one time, he goes into the first Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, and he kills all of the chipmunks. Which is very funny.
And Dave is just like, what the fuck just happened? He's
Yeah,
like,
the main guy is
about
like,
it.
what the hell? And Blaze is like, I just saved you 3 movies of pain. You're welcome. And then he leaves, and he goes and he watches the movie, and then there's just no chipmunks in it. It's the same movie, there's just no chipmunks in it anymore.
That's basically that whole series, though. It's just like he goes into a movie and then he shoots a character that causes conflict, and then sometimes nothing happens, but other times they'll be like, wow, this movie's fucking boring with no conflict. Oops.
Oh, yeah. He does that with The Lion King. He goes into The Lion King, and then he saves Mufasa. Or no, he doesn't save Mufasa, he tries to, and he fails, and then he kills Scar, and then, what the fuck's the name of the main lion from that movie? The kid lion that grows up. Simba. And then Simba, like, grows up without that conflict to, like, teach him, without, like, Timon and Pumbaa to teach him stuff. And he watches the movie, and he's just like, Simba didn't learn any lessons. Oh, shit, I ruined the movie.
Oops. He did this multiple times, too, not just that video. Like, he'll just be like, not learn a lesson at all, so, like, stop fucking with the movies. That.
We'll get to one of those. Jesus Christ. More trends. There's so fucking many things that just happen so many times. Characters calling each other ugly or stupid. That might not seem like an important thing to write down, but I swear to God, it happens nonstop. All the time. Just all the fucking time. Pokemon committing crimes or being generally evil happens very often. Chikorita pissing. Chikorita pissing is about a Chikorita who comes from a portal. There's also just portals and other things. Chikorita pissing, Chikorita comes through a portal, starts fucking with the cops, murders the chief of police, and then just goes back through the portal to the Pokemon world and says like, ha 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 ha, I can't get caught, I'm evil. And then that's it. That's the end of the video.
It's usually always the same Pokemon, too, that do it, too. It's always Chikorita or Squirtle or
yeah, it's like starter Pokemon.
The little ones, like the first evolution, whatever. The first form.
Yeah. People getting fired. People getting fired from their jobs happens in skits constantly.
Usually them being called insane over something and them being sent to a mental institution, but that's a different trend.
Well, instead of just getting sent to a mental institution, sometimes they just get fired, which is why this is here.
They're just like, you're insane, I'm firing you.
You're crazy, you're getting fired. I don't believe you that the Pokemon ruined the business. It was your fault, and then they get fired. Like they think they're lying to cover their tracks or something, and then they get fired. That happens a lot. Yeah, another related trend. Fictional or fantastical being or character fucks somebody over, and nobody believes them. Chikorita pisses. Police officer goes and tells his boss about it. The boss doesn't believe him. Chikorita murders somebody. Nobody will believe that it's Chikorita. Oh my god. You know, that happens a lot. Bullying. Just like raw bullying of someone happens pretty consistently. A lot of the time when Pokemon are killed, Pokemon die a lot in skits and in Pokemon Gangster and stuff. A lot of the time when they're killed, people will eat them, or other Pokemon will eat them.
Manners.
Yeah, very gruesomely. He has a video called Thoughts on Unpheasant's Design, which is like a random kind of unstructured discussion video, but at the end of it, he has a skit, and the skit is, he goes out into his yard, shoots an unpheasant and kills it, and then cooks it and eats it. And that's that. Those are his thoughts on Unpheasant's design. One of the best trends. We're almost done here, I swear to God. There's just so much to talk about. One of the best trends of all time. Just best things ever. And also worst. You can't bring your gun on the plane, sir. Over the course of all of his videos, I swear to God it happens like 16 times. Where a character goes to the airport and either they have a gun, or more often, someone in front of them has a gun. This happens in Mario pissing.
And
This happens in Mario Pissing Part 3 or 4, right? Where, like, he tries to go to Iceland, and in front of Mario at the airport, there's a guy who says, like, I am a big mafia gangster. If you don't let me through, I will kill you.
And they'll insist on wanting to bring the gun on the plane or a weapon on the plane. And usually the person, if it's the main character behind them, they'll go, oh, this will take a while, and then it cuts to them after that incident.
It has happened so many times that we have started, like, theorizing that happens to Blaze in real life at some point, and now every time he thinks about an airport, he thinks about that. And it just happens every time.
Yeah, and usually it doesn't even have a plot reason half the time. It's just they need to travel. They need to travel by plane. Okay, now here's them at the airport. Oh shit, there's a guy in front of them that's being annoying, and then it'll be that for a while. Then they'll finally just get on the airplane.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, affect the story at all. It's not like, oh no, I got held up at the airport, I'm gonna be late, or I'm gonna miss, like, I need to get on that plane, sir, I'm gonna miss my flight. That never happens. This is just a random anecdote that inconveniences them on the way to whatever it is they're doing. It is highly unusually specific and consistent, like a lot of these things. It's also one of our favorites, because you can see it coming a mile away. The second somebody says, we need to get on a plane, you can bet. Like, it's gonna happen. Unless they immediately cut. If they do not immediately cut to them being on the plane, and they actually end up going to the airport, they're gonna get stuck in that airport behind some asshole with a gun. And he's gonna make a fuss about it. And then the character is gonna say, geez, this is quite inconvenient, and then that's gonna be it. And it's always funny. Because it's, like, insane that it's happening. It's like hard to describe.
It's one of those jokes that just the repetition of it makes it more funny the more times you see it.
Another common theme, Pokemon-oriented sexual harassment.
This happens a lot in Pokemon, like Blaze's Pokemon Adventures. Like, wild Pokemon keep wanting to fuck him without his consent.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking constant, actually.
Like, early on in Blaze's Pokemon Adventures, like, it keeps happening, like...
Though there's a Wurmple. There's a Wurmple in like, early episodes of Blaze's Pokemon Adventures that keeps chasing after Blaze and trying to get him to suck its dick. That happens. Vanillux Madness is a skit video where somebody goes into a cave and then a Vanillux freezes them and then says, like, suck my dick, bitch, fuck my fucking dick, like, over and over again, and then it gets punched. And then that's it. Just Pokemon sexually harassing people. Pretty happens a lot. Pokemon damaging or stealing people's vehicles. Again, unusually specific for this to happen as often as it does. Blaze has a car after a while. He doesn't start with a car because he doesn't have a driver's license. And that's another, like, weird IRL thing where, like, his character Blaze in the series, despite being, like, 37 years old, doesn't have a driver's license because Blaze in real life didn't have a driver's license at that point. So that's just how he made it. But his friend Kevin does have a driver's license, and so other people would drive Blaze around, usually. But yeah, like, there's skit videos where, like, Pokemon will, like, just stand in the middle of the road and, like, people crash into them. Blaze has had his car or other people's cars stolen many times by Pokemon specifically. Not much more to say about that one. Here's a weird one. Conflict being resolved because the two characters share Coca-Cola. So, like, Blaze will go, like, inside a movie, Lincoln, whenever that movie came out. And he'll just be, and Abraham Lincoln will be like, who the hell are you? And be, like, angry. And then Blaze will be like, here's a Coca-Cola. And Lincoln will be like, this is awesome. And that's it. That just happens. Another, one of our favorite trends. Nothing happens. What we mean by this is, and you may have noticed it already, with, like, talking about some videos, a video ends without any resolution or anything. Like, nothing happens. Like the one I talked about earlier, the episode of Pokemon Gangster, where Meister and Blaze just argue about Blu-ray and DVDs for 2 minutes, and that's the whole episode. Nothing happens at all. That's pretty consistent. That happened a lot. Another one, everyone is out of character. I think we may have mentioned this earlier, but yeah, everyone is out of character. If a fictional character shows up, they're going to be swearing up and down. They're going to be acting pretty much just like Blaze, and they're either going to be generically evil or just be a friend like anybody else, and that's pretty much it. Basic editing mistakes are common. A lot of times, videos will end in the middle of someone's statement or sentence, or like right before they're done. Like the video cuts them off and ends. That's pretty funny.
I love that.
One of the most specific trends, and I don't know how much we want to call it a trend because it only happens twice, but the fact that it happened twice is weird. There is a skit, the Inside a Movie on the movie Lincoln, where he tries to stop Abraham Lincoln from being assassinated. And then there's also an extended story arc in Blaze's Pokemon Adventures, where Blaze wakes up one day after not having any adventures for like 6 months, because Blaze in real life wasn't making episodes for like 6 months. He just wakes up one day and randomly decides that he has to, at any cost, stop Abraham Lincoln from being assassinated.
Oh my god, I need to go back in time and prevent the death of Abraham Lincoln.
And he, like, alienates himself from all of his friends. He murders tons of innocent people trying to stop him from changing the timeline, and who are just, like, in the time period that he goes to. He gets arrested and goes to jail. And then there's a jailbreak where he murders tons of people, and his Pokemon murder tons of people. And he ultimately just fails to save him both times. But it happens more than once, where he just decides he's gonna try to save Abraham Lincoln from getting killed. And it's fucking weird.
You must just really, really like Abraham Lincoln. He has a weird fascination with Abraham Lincoln.
I don't know. The best trend, though. The one that most consistently makes us laugh, I think. Black-pilled endings. Now, what we mean by this is... And again, you might be picking up on this already. The video ends, and Blaze is just dead. The whole plot of, like, the 3 minutes or however long video is just, like, Blaze got murdered. And then the video just ends. There's the conflict is not resolved, or it's, like, resolved in, like, the worst possible way. The absolute worst example of this is Inside a Movie Spy Kids 4? I think that's what it is. Hold on. Let me be certain, because this is one that is like a high recommendation.
Essential watching if you're gonna watch
this.
This
is
skits.
Essential watching, yeah. Okay, no. It's Inside a Movie Spy Kids All the Time in the World in 4D. That one is actually a dub of a comic that he drew on his DeviantArt. There's only a couple videos like that, but it's one of those. And the plot of it is Blaze goes into the movie Spy Kids All the Time in the World in 4D. He leaves the in 4D part in the title. And he shoots the main villain. But in the plot of that movie, at least based on seeing the video, they needed the villain alive so that they could stop his plan to, like, accelerate time. So in the movie, like, time keeps accelerating more and more and more, and they have to stop it before it, like, ends the universe. But because Blaze killed the villain of the movie, after that had already started happening, when he goes back to his own world, time is moving super fast. He goes and he talks to Martin, who is the wizard who fixes things magically and, like, solves all of his problems. And then Martin says, like, you really fucked up this time, buddy. You can't fix this.
It's funny because he fucks with time so often that, like, he can always fix a problem with his magical wizard, but this time it's just like, no, you fucked up too big this time.
And then it cuts to, like, a few hours later where Blaze is, like, a crippled, like, old man, and he's like, I feel so horrible. My body is, like, breaking down over the course of hours. And then he says, I really wish there was a way to fix this. And then Raichu shows up and says, no, you cannot. We can only wait for time to end. And then it just cuts to a black screen with a text box that says, then the universe and all of time and the galaxy is over, and all time is over.
The end.
The end. Yeah.
It's the most black ending I've seen to anything, any piece of media ever. Just everybody perishes, the whole universe and all time die. The end.
But that happens a lot. Where, like, he just dies, and that's it.
Character gets thrown into a mental institution the rest of their life. The end.
Yeah, when he steals the Batmobile, Tim Burton Batman goes to the Dark Knight Batman universe, and then teams up with the Dark Knight Batman, Christian Bale Batman, and then they both go together to Earth and try to find Blaze. They tell the police, for whatever reason, they don't just, like, do their own investigating, but they tell the police that they're Batman, that both of them are Batman from other worlds, and then the police are like, is it even the police, or is it just some random guy?
I think it's just some random guy.
It tells some random guy, and then that guy is like, I am sending you to a mental institution, and then the Batmen are like, please do not, and then it says, and then they spent the rest of their lives in a mental institute. Like... And then it cuts to Blaze, and Blaze is like 80 years old, and he says, when I was a younger guy, I got away with the crime of the century. I stole the Batmobile. And that's it.
He just does a horrible crime in the end. Oh yeah, there's also the talking underwear, where he fucking... where the guy ends up just, his life is in shambles, and the talking underwear ruins his entire life, and nobody likes him because the underwear keeps talking shit about everybody around him, and they won't believe him when he says that's the underwear talking and not him. He's just homeless and miserable, and then it just ends.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's it. God. Those are the most common things that you'll see. In the skits in Pokemon, yeah, in those ones. These don't... The movie reviews are just movie reviews.
Yeah.
Good fucking lord. But, yeah, it's deeply indescribable nonsense, for the most part. I guess this is now is as good a time as any to put, like, highlight clips. Here's, like, 2 random clips of, like, the end of a video where Blaze didn't know how to end the video, so we just put some random thing at the end. So, we're going to go through really quick before we move on. We've been talking about this for a while. But before we move on, we're going to talk about highlights with Pokemon Gangster, Blaze's Pokemon Adventures, just crazy shit that happens. And then we'll probably do some, like, direct quotes, some of our favorite quotes. So, in the early days of Pokemon Gangster, an actual war with, like, tanks and guns and shit breaks out between Team Magma and Team Aqua. There's an episode where all of the main characters just go to a seafood restaurant and then talk about how great the food is, and then the episode ends. There is a character that they meet once. His name is Bob, and he is well known in the Hoenn region where this takes place for being the shittiest construction worker in the entire Hoenn region. His only purpose in the one episode that he appears in is for other characters to talk shit about how bad he is and try to get enough money to hire literally anyone else. At the end of the episode that he appears in, his boss fires him and tells him to kill himself.
Jesus. I don't remember a lot of this. This is fucking insane.
There is a character named Paul who is a helicopter pilot, and he is a separate character from Paul who is in the Pokemon anime and is also a prominent character later on. There is an episode where Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket, kills Santa Claus. Kevin is one of Blaze's friends.
He is one of his most prominent characteristics that he's an atheist, and he likes to mention that he's an atheist.
Yeah, and he hates fictional things, and he's not just an atheist, he's like a skeptic in the supernatural in general. He doesn't believe in demons or Santa or the Easter Bunny or anything, but in this world, all of those things are real. And even when it's like blatantly obvious that they're real, he still doesn't believe, which is stupid and funny. He fights people several times on the topic of him being an atheist, and it takes like until way deep into Blaze's Pokemon adventures for him to stop being an atheist. That's one of his primary character traits normally. At one point, Kevin shoots and kills the Easter Bunny, and then gets arrested because shooting the Easter Bunny is illegal.
There are laws around the Easter Bunny in this universe, which I just love that.
Yeah. So despite not believing in the Easter Bunny, he knows where the Easter Bunny lives, and he murders it. Okay. Blaze's Pokemon defeat Arceus, Dialga, Palkia, and pretty much every other, like, legendary Pokemon, but are completely helpless against a bunch of magic toys animated by a dark magician. There's an episode where an evil magician man, who we later find out is the mirror universe version of Martin, who is evil.
The wizard that we were talking
about Martin the
before.
Wizard from earlier. This character goes to a toy store and animates a bunch of toys with his magic, and the toys are stronger than Arceus. They are powerful enough to single-handedly wipe out Blaze's and every other character's entire Pokemon team. For some reason. Blaze has a Rayquaza for pretty much the entirety of Pokemon Gangster, but on multiple occasions, he goes out of his way to use planes, helicopters, and boats to slowly travel to places that he could just instantly fly to with Rayquaza. And at one point, he literally says out loud, "I don't feel like using Rayquaza," while they're on their way to stop Giovanni from blowing up Cinnabar Island and, like, killing a bunch of people. He just says, like, "I don't feel like using Rayquaza to make this faster."
Yeah, no, I think it's really just at the end of the day, Blaze wanted there to be fill out time of the episodes, and he just wanted to show, like, travel footage of GTA. But, like, within the canon, it's really funny how shitty of a hero Blaze is.
There is an entire 4-minute long episode in which Maxie and Blaze are traveling by boat to the most dangerous place in the whole world, which is an island called Groudon Isle. That is just an island that is covered in, like, hundreds of Groudons. They're traveling to this place, and they are almost certain that both of them will die. They're trying to stop Giovanni from doing some evil shit again. And on the entire boat ride to this island, Maxie continually insists that Blaze watch Meet the Spartans, and he will not stop talking about it.
This is one of these instances where, like, this Pokemon series slowly becomes, like, more and more about just movies instead of actually Pokemon or Pokemon battles. Like, it's just characters talking about Pokemon movies or movie characters showing up. It's really weird.
There's a part where Blaze goes to the future and finds out that Coca-Cola went out of business, and then he screams, like, "No!"
It's awesome.
Coca-Cola is, like, Blaze's favorite fucking thing for whatever reason.
He's also, like, really upset that, like, MasterCard doesn't work. He's also upset,
and
like,
Burger King.
Burger
King goes out of business. But Coca-Cola being out of business is the last straw.
It's awesome.
Gladstone Gander from DuckTales moves into the apartment next to Blaze's house, and Blaze immediately threatens to kill him. Because Blaze hates him for some reason.
Blaze is just like a violent character in this series. It's awesome.
Yeah, then there's the thing we mentioned earlier. After almost 200 episodes of being mostly good and being a fucking vigilante crime fighter, he just decides to shoot and kill a random guy and rob him because he is bored.
And everybody immediately forgives him after he's like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that, oops.
Whoopsie.
And then he goes to the court, and then the court's just like, I don't know. Yeah, no, it's okay. He did a bunch of good stuff, so it's alright. I love how, like, forgiving the court system is in the Pokemon universe, because a bunch of people get away with, like, a year in jail for, like, murdering a group of people or something. And the judge is just incompetent.
Yeah. Blaze hates 3D movies so much that in a random episode, he goes to Earth and threatens to take over the entire city around 20th Century Fox headquarters just to stop the evil 3D movie Illuminati from making more 3D movies. He is then informed that 3D movies were actually created by a demon, and he has to beat the demon's challenge to end 3D movies forever.
See, so much shit happens in the series. This is just, like, new to me, and I'm just like, wait, I fucking forgot about this. This is insane. It's awesome.
There is a random character just named some homosexual at some point, and that was pretty funny. There is a part where a guy named Gold, this is something we failed to mention. This is something I totally forgot about. A lot of the characters in Pokemon Gangster and Blaze's Pokemon Adventures are other people that Blaze met or, like, knew at the time that he was making that stuff, like back in the Pokemon Gangster days, who were also making Pokemon hacks, or like were active in that community in some way. So Gold is like a direct character rip of someone that he knew, or like a character from another hack that was like somebody else's. Gold and Kevin are captured, and they're in an invincible force field defense system created by the villain to trap them, and they're just alone together. I mean, it's just the two of them in this little force field, and they're like, how are we gonna get out? I don't know. But there's another prisoner in the force field. It's the annoying orange. And the annoying orange is so annoying that Kevin picks it up and throws it at the force field and breaks it. Because the annoying orange is so annoying.
It blows up in a nuclear-style explosion, video plays, and then, the force field is gone.
Yeah. Oh my god. This is one I forgot. Every time a character would die in Pokemon Gangster, a piano cover of Numb by Linkin Park would play. Like during their funeral, or during their, like, after they died, or just anything like that. That would just happen, and that was always funny.
His musical choices are amazing. He uses the same handful of like Naruto and Pokemon songs over and over again, you'll notice.
I don't know if it's actually Naruto, but I feel like I recognize at least some of them from that. But anyway, like, even back in the day when there's no voice acting, there was always music. And the music, it can be pretty jarring and funny sometimes. Especially when he starts doing voice acting and music, and sometimes the music is louder than him.
Like, when Burning Battlefield song from Pokemon blares over them, and they're just, like, trying to yell over, like, oh, it's, like, blaring over them, and they're just, like, trying to talk. I love that.
There's also, Blaze has other, like, family members and stuff that we meet sometimes. He has his sister who never shows up again after, like, the first episode of Pokemon Gangster. Like, he calls her over the phone or something, and that's the last of her. But he also has a little brother, and his little brother is a demon, and he hates adults. And one of his demonic powers is to instantly kill adults by looking at them. And when he does this, they explode. That just happens. Pokemon become generally less important over time, to the point where nearly all threats either are or are solved by guns, demons, aliens, random fictional characters, magic, time travel, or Kevin having infinite money for whatever reason. And we don't know for certain why this happened, but Kevin has infinite money and he can just buy anything, but he still has, like, a shitty, like, car that sucks. and he refuses to, like, spend his money to, like, make any of his friends or his own life better. There's a character named Detective Earl, which is Detective Sherfman's partner. Detective Sherfman is a detective working in Emerald City, and he helps Blaze a lot. He's like a friend of Blaze, and like makes sure he's on the straight and narrow, doing what he's supposed to do, being a hero. But Detective Earl is Detective Sherfman's partner, and Detective Earl thinks Blaze is a criminal and he hates him. In Pokemon Gangster, that's generally all that Detective Earl ever does, is just talk shit about Blaze and yell about how much he hates him. But in Blaze's early Pokemon adventures, Detective Earl is like some weird mixture between Hitler and the Joker, where like he has so much jurisdiction over the legal system in the Hoenn region that he can just like get people arrested instantly just by saying it, or like murder people without repercussions. He literally starts like killing people and saying shit like, you're like, being dead is better than living in this horrible world. I'll send you to hell. Like, I'll send you to hell now.
Which is really confusing because it takes place before the other series, so it's just
this is a prequel series.
Bizarre.
So okay, Maxie is the leader of Team Magma, and he's a pretty prominent character for some parts of it. And at one point, he just dies. He just dies of old age because he's like 80.
He dies of cancer, right?
Well, he dies at one point.
There's a title called Maxie's Cancer.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The episode titles are also really funny sometimes. We'll talk about that more later. Maxie is dead in the room with Kevin and a bunch of other characters, and Kevin decides to go on an atheist rant about how anybody who believes in heaven or hell is a fucking moron, because somebody mentioned, like, oh man, I hope Maxie gets to go to heaven. And then Kevin is like, fuck you, if you believe in that shit, you're fucking stupid. You are all dumb. And he just freaks the fuck out. That's pretty funny.
Pretty good.
There's a part where Blaze's cock inflates to insane size.
Oh my god.
And he asks Martin, the wizard, to help him to like shrink his dick back to normal size, because apparently it's so big that he can't live a normal life anymore, and his life is ruined.
Because it can't fit in any pants, and it's just sticking out, and everybody's like, you couldn't have your dick out.
At one point, he drives a car with his giant dick, and it's like pushing down on all the pedals, and he's like skidding around. He like can't control it.
Oh my god.
And he asks Martin to shrink his dick, but Martin tells him to cut off his dick and buy a new one on Amazon. What? One of the highlights we wrote down is just Blaze's green brain. I think there's a part where he goes to a town that's full of Clefables, and they like try to perform a fucking lobotomy on him. And his brain is green in the images that he shows. For whatever reason, his brain is just green. We don't know why.
I can't get over just the phrase Blaze's green brain. I forgot about that.
There's an extended period of time where Martin isn't like in any episodes because Blaze isn't a hero anymore, so he doesn't like need Martin to help him to save the day and stuff like that. So Martin says, like, I guess I am no longer needed, and he just ceases to exist. That's literally what it says verbatim. He just stops existing because he is no longer relevant to the story. There's what we mentioned earlier, where Floatzel gives Delphox a handjob to teleport Blaze out of a gang kidnapping on another planet. Yeah, what we mentioned a minute ago, Burning Battlefield plays so loud that it drowns out everything else. Those are the highlights. Those are some of the highlights. Those are some of the good things. Should we do titles or quotes next?
Titles.
Okay, I'm only going to do some of these.
Do the best of the best, baby.
We're going to do titles, then we're going to do quotes, and then we're going to move on. Because, we can't just keep talking about funny shit. We can, but we don't want to that much.
We don't want an 8-hour podcast.
We don't want an 8-hour podcast. It's already, too long. We've already done... We've been very indulgent. We've been, way too indulgent already, I feel. So here's just some of the best video titles. And these are good videos, also. April Fooled by a Bitch. The Talking Underwear. The Revenge of Detective Dickwad. Alicia versus Adolf Hitler.
There's like a multi-episode arc where they go into Nazi Germany and fight Hitler.
Yeah. And then because they time traveled, it threatens to like destroy all of time again.
Of course.
Help from the irate gamer. Weird incident at a urinal.
No, at an urinal.
at an urinal. A Charizard soldier in Iraq. Mario pissing part 4. Squidward shitting. Santa Christ to the rescue. Like Santa Christ from the Nostalgic Critic videos. Maxi at KFC.
No, you forgot. You skipped over the start of slavery.
I didn't. It's below it. You ruined it. One of the videos is the start of slavery.
That's like one of my favorites.
Nazi Hohen. Professor Oak coming out of the closet. Sex on a plane.
Okay, wait. There's 2 episode titles I want to highlight. There's one that's like The Search for...
No, hold on. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give my dry...
Do it.
I don't know why this one is so funny, but it's just... Is it a video called Welcome to Burger King?
Which before that is like the search for a job, and then it's implying that like you're stuck here now, idiot, or something.
I don't know.
It's just funny.
Shot by a terrorist with like 7 exclamation points. Would it be awesome to have a helicopter? He has a video, like a discussion video called An Apology to Homosexuals Everywhere! Exclamation point. Bart Simpson's Revenge. What does the word lol mean exactly? Where the hell is my Santa Claus 3 DVD?
I'm gonna piss myself.
Followed by, I found the DVD again.
It's like an issue, he just keeps losing it and finding it, it's like a problem.
If Abraham Lincoln was my uncle. Why does he have so many videos about Abraham Lincoln?
He has like a hyper fixation on that president, because for some reason I realized the movie fan's like a Westaboo, and he's really obsessed with America and American politics.
Top 14 worst episodes of My Name is Earl.
Why 14?
Blazes Raichu takes a dump on And the Emoji Movie Blu-ray. Madness at McDonald's. And Santa Claus is an alcoholic.
You know what you just reminded me of? Wasn't there a video where he reviews... Isn't Blazes Raichu takes a dump on And the Emoji Movie Blu-ray the video where he... I forget what the video is. He goes to Blockbuster, and then, like, the audio just blows the fuck out, and it sounds like ear rape.
No, that's a different one.
It sounds like ear rape.
There's a video where he blasts the audio so hard that it's like incomprehensible ear rape noise.
It sounds normal, then he goes to the Blockbuster, and then the audio's ear rape. Then he gets out of the Blockbuster, that's normal again. I cannot remember the video, but he's like going to get like a DVD for an Inside a Movie video.
Oh, Jesus. I think that's the Alvin and the Chipmunks one.
Maybe. Probably.
Yeah, because he has to go rent it because he doesn't own it.
Yeah, probably. That sounds about right.
It's like one of his weird quirks is like he can't go into the movie unless he has a physical copy of it in real life. So, yeah, it's weird.
There are a couple of rentals. There must be one that has that piece of shit movie. Well, it's time to get going. Here's the movie that I'm looking for. A movie that's so big and so fucking up that I just wanna shoot the cold.
Okay, quotes.
Hell yeah.
Some of the best I'm not going to do all of these. Some of the best quotes. We wrote down a lot. I'm only going to do a few of them. A criminal gets arrested by Detective Scherfman and then says, Detective Scherfman? More like Detective Shitman. Blaze brings his Raichu to a courtroom on Earth, and then the judge says, bringing a hideous rat to a courtroom is a very serious crime.
Awesome.
Even taking a shit is better than this traffic.
It's like an AVGNism.
Ash Ketchum will be executed in 3 days for rape and murder.
That's one of the best ones.
Batman says, my suit is bulletproof, you fucking dumbass. I suggest you kindly fuck off unless you want to be stuck with your homosexual rat friend. That's right, your Raichu is gay. He is a gay homosexual.
Oh my god.
Someone says, have you seen Blaze? And another character says, yeah, he had his dick visible for all to see.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh cool, a child I can molest. Oh my god, I now have a Floatzel dick.
Yeah, it's like an arc where he has to fix his Floatzel dick. He has like, it's like an issue.
You really expect me to believe that poopy crap? A witch tells Blaze at one point, well, too bad, your penis will be huge for the rest of eternity. This isn't really a quote, it's just a highlight. I mean, we have a quote here, but it's better as a highlight, where he meets Dick Cheney, and he just keeps calling him Penis Cheney, and, like, telling him to go back to the United States.
I just want to read out this one. I'm your only friend, and I'm dead. That's, like, such a chilling phrase. Like, it's so sad.
You might be wondering who has been pissing and shitting all around my apartment. In Meet My Son, Blaze says, about a month ago, I became pregnant.
And then he shits the what was it, Pichu out his ass?
It's a Pichu, yeah.
Yes.
And then in the same video, he says one of the most iconic phrases, which is, I have a fucking cool son, I will admit that.
I love that quote so much. I imagine, like, it's funny because his son doesn't do anything cool. He just talks about how he likes life, and then he goes, and he leaves, and then he goes,
well, yeah, but then,
son.
But then, like, later, in Meet My Son Part 3, he's, like, been neglecting his son for years, and he gets arrested for child abuse.
The fucking Pokemon Child Protective Services come and take away his son because he doesn't want it anymore because it keeps shitting in his drawers.
God. Oh my god. There's a video... We'll get more into this in a minute, but there's a video where Blaze is talking about demons. Like, IRL demons, like, being very serious. And he's, like, talking about how, like, demons just want to trick you.
They're just bullies.
Demons are just bullies. They want to trick you and make you do bad stuff. If you're a demon and you're watching this video, you suck.
He's like speaking to the demons directly through the video.
Yeah. You know it's your job as a Pokemon trainer to wipe your Pokemon's ass. God damn it, you froze my dick.
Amazing.
The fucking day of the year that I hate, Christmas. More like shitmas.
Fucking.
It happened again.
I love when he does play on words like that. It's so great.
Martin visits the White House. Martin the Wizard goes to the White House and says, Obama, please listen to me.
Oh,
He's like trying. Yeah.
Please, Obama, please listen.
He just goes directly to the Oval Office somehow. God. Those are good things. And now we can finally move on. We've been like unstructured, just yelling for like an hour.
An extended period of time.
An extended period of time. Now we can move on
to the deep lore. Did we already talk about the deep lore? Basically,
a little. We hinted at it, but we have not talked about it. So there's a series of videos. These are not really funny things, but they explain a lot if you watch them. Where Blaze talks about his relationship with Pokemon, and they are called Pokemon is Reality to Me, which is probably somewhat concerning to most people. So there's several of these, and there's several other videos that are related to this that are like in the same vein. We'll probably leave some links, and I'll put examples on the screen. But he talks about, like, for real, like, serious shit and his, like, real feelings and, like, his ideas. And Pokemon, I don't know how much this is still true now. I think it is, right? Like, he still feels this way.
Yeah, he still has a spiritual connection to Pokemon. So even
yeah, he is like Pokemon is like his religion. For real.
Yeah. There
are some really, really, like, concerning videos that he has made where he talks about, like a video that's called, like, I finally refuted the voices in my head.
Yeah, he has some weird stuff. He also has a video where he's like, Raichu is my best friend, or something. And he's, like, talking about how his fictional Raichu is a bit better friend than his IRL friends.
Which is something that he has since went back on.
Yeah. He's, like, admitted, like, this is unhealthy or whatever.
Yeah, in more recent times, he has decided that IRL people are better than imaginary friends.
Also, a little bit of lore is, he believes that he travels to the Pokemon world via dreams. Like, his dreams about Pokemon Land are, like, happening, like he's teleporting psychically to the world when he sleeps. And that's also, in these dreams, also where he gets ideas for skits and ideas for Blaze's Pokemon adventures and stuff.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the reason why there's so much crossover between, like his IRL situation and stuff, and then so much crossover between Skits and Pokemon Gangster and all that other stuff, because both Skits...
It's like a shared world.
And, yeah, all of the Skits and Pokemon Gangster and Blaze's Pokemon Adventures and all of that stuff are all based on his dreams, and a lot of his dreams have to do with real life. So they all get tangled together.
Even his reviews have that stuff. Like, he'll, like, send out his Pokemon in the middle of a review or something, like... And he'll have the same gun he does in Blaze's Pokemon Adventures and stuff.
Yeah, by the way, the gun is magic, and it teleports back to him whenever he needs it.
Yes. It's like the Keyblade, but it is a gun.
It's like the Keyblade. That was not the comparison I would make, but okay. Chooses its wielder.
Chooses its wielder. Blaze the movie fan.
Blaze the movie fan is worthy of the magic gun.
Who'd win in a... Wait, real quick tangent. Who'd win in a shootout? Blaze the movie fan or Linkara with their magic guns?
I don't know. We don't have the Linkara lore.
Well, if we ever do a Linkara episode, we'll know the answer.
You gotta get on that.
Gotta learn the depth of his gun lore.
Oh God. Okay. Where were we at? We're talking about serious shit. Okay. So yeah, like he has really weird, serious videos. A lot of this stuff is much less important to him now, but it was like really like his whole deal back in like 2011, like much like earlier and stuff like that. And he has a lot of videos from that time that are about that kind of thing. He also has videos talking about his dreams, like directly talking about his dreams rather than like adapting them into a skit or something. And those videos can be interesting. Some of them are weird. There's a skit, just really quick before I continue that part. There's a skit in Me Drinking Coca-Cola episode 11, or one of them. And it starts on a skit where, or I guess the whole video is like a weird skit, where he's in a dream and there's like a little weird creature with just 2 legs and like a weird face.
The vagina mouth creature?
Yeah, the vagina mouth creature, and it just keeps telling him over and over again, you have to be a Pokemon fan forever and ever. You are always a Pokemon fan forever. And it just keeps saying that over and over, and he like shoots it, and then drinks a Coca-Cola for like 40 seconds straight of just a still image of him with a Coke in his mouth.
I love that image.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's an iconic video too. That's one of the best.
But it's like weird. It's a weird fucking video because it's really funny, but but it's also like, oh wait, that's like a real dream that he has. He's like being serious.
But it's in a what? It's sandwiched between videos of just him sitting there drinking Coke, so most people wouldn't know about it normally.
All of the other me drinking Coca-Cola videos are like super boring and normal.
They're just him eating food or drinking Coke, and that's it. Since we're talking about deep lore, can I just say real quick? There's like weird lore about him and Coke, like what beverages and foods he likes. How he seems to only exclusively drink Coke in like water, and he will never drink any other soda or mention any other drinks. It's just weird. And then there's one time he like says, "Oh, I guess I'll drink Coke Zero," but I don't like it that much. No, did he say he hates it? I forget. It was in one of the Blazes Pokemon Adventures or Pokemon Gangster.
Yeah, he hates Coke Zero.
Yeah, he hates Coke Zero. So basically, the lore, this really isn't deep lore, but this is just weird lore that he really likes Coke, and he doesn't really mention liking any other soda.
Also, if you're wondering, he likes Coke more than like anything in the world, but Pepsi is also good apparently.
Even though he never mentions it.
That's the deep lore for you. All this shit is weirdly like interconnected with his real life, and his real life opinions are like weird.
And his dreams and his Pokemon self and shit is just weird.
Yeah, I feel like this is also a part where we should say, like, we don't look down on Blaze at all. Like, we fucking love all of his content.
He's awesome. I think he's, like, really endearing. Like, I'm not like ever trying to make fun of him, because I think he's like, oh, fucking lol cow.
Yeah, no, I don't want to put this information out there without saying, like, we're not trying to, like, bully him for being weird. Like, it's fucking, it's interesting. It's all very interesting to me. But yeah, we love the guy. All of his shit's great. And if it isn't great, it's at least fascinating. You know.
You know, on some level.
Now we have to move on to the most evil part of the video. Controversy.
If this were a Wikipedia page, it would just have controversy, like the fucking...
Yeah. So, there isn't really much to say, but in the past, Blaze has deleted videos and, like, been really Blaze has lived a very sheltered life, is what I'll probably say. Or, like, it kind of seems like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree.
And he kind of had to develop a lot of opinions and, like, more common, like, moral things just through the internet and through interacting with other people and getting told that shit was, like, fucking fucked up. Like, there is a episode of Inside a TV Show about the Powerpuff Girls where he, like, kills Mojo Jojo, and then all of the Powerpuff Girls take their clothes off and, like, insist that Blaze have sex with them. And then Blaze is like, what the fuck? You are children. I will not do this.
It's played as kind of fucked up, but not as fucked up as it should have, I feel like. Like, it's very matter-of-factly, like, shown.
Yeah, it's just very, like, bland and like...
Just happens. It's just like, okay,
flat.
it's the thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
He even has a video talking about this where he was like, I guess I didn't realize how bad pedophilia was, or something.
He also used the word, the FAG word, the word a lot back in the day, which he has stopped doing, and he made a video called An Apology to All Homosexuals.
He even has like the N-word in some of the early episodes of Blazes.
He does, and that's, according to his own words, that's why he deleted his old Pokemon Gangster series.
I can't imagine how bad the original Pokemon Gangster was, because even like, there's some kind of bad stuff in Pokemon Gangster, the new one.
Yeah, but apparently he's deeply ashamed of all of that stuff, and I don't really have a reason to not believe him, considering that I've never actually done anything wrong, like really bad.
He seems like he's just like a genuinely, like, it's all just a mistake, like he doesn't mean to hurt anybody, so I mean obviously everybody can make their own judgment about that, but we don't care. Yeah.
But yeah, this is all stuff that he's already, like, talked about before, mostly, but we felt like we'd mention it, like, hey, before you go deep diving into all of his amazing shit, maybe you should know it might be kind of weird. There's a video where, like, a youngster Pokemon trainer, like, has sex with
no.
a Rattata or something.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to talk about that with the controversy section. There's this weird video I couldn't find. I don't know if, like, I saw a clip of it on Twitter. It was from Blaze's Pokemon Adventures or Pokemon Gangster. A youngster just has its, like, his dick sucked by, like, a Pichu or a Minun or a Plusle. And then it's like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, this is normal. And then the kid's like, okay. And then I remember him, like, making a video where he's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna have anything sexual happen with Pokemon and youngsters or ever again. And I was like, oh, okay, that was weird, but at least he learned his lesson. Like, he specifically says a lot of the time, I have a sexual attraction to big Pokemon also. He is like, which I don't know where the line is drawn, it seems kind of arbitrary, but I know there's, like, a controversy around people sexualizing, like, early stage, smaller Pokemon, because I think it's,
unrelated to Blaze.
Yeah, like, a furry porn thing, like, where they're like, oh, we can't do porn of Riolu, that's fucked up, or whatever. But I don't have that much of an opinion on it, because, I mean, I'm asexual. I mean, it's kind of gross, but I don't know. Like, I don't have anything to say about it, really.
Okay, that's pretty much all of the... Did we miss anything? Is that all the controversy? That's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
Like, just some weird sexual shit taken a little too far.
Couple of F slurs here and there. Oops.
Couple of F slurs, like a very, very small number of N slurs, which are all not delivered by Blaze. He does not voice act them. Blaze has not said the N-word out loud.
There's
as far
not
as we
yet
know.
Audio of Blaze saying the N-word yet.
No, it's all in text. Yeah, like in with like a character will say it. But I mean, who knows? Maybe if he was voice acting that at the time, maybe he would have said. I don't know. We don't know. You the viewer will have to make your judgment on that, but we're pretty much fine with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now we can just end off with some personal thoughts. We'll after that let our interview play, and then we can just talk about like the experience we had making the video, pretty much, if anybody cares. But I fucking love Blaze's content. I think he's a weird guy. I think he's a weird guy in a good way, where he's like interesting.
It's not like
worth
like
talking about.
Foul or disgusting kind of weird, like I don't know, like Pamper Chew or some shit.
Yeah, he's not somebody that I want people to bully. He's like I don't want any negative attention to come his way. I think he genuinely is. He has genuinely made some of the most entertaining content that I've ever seen, and I want more people to know that.
I completely agree. I'm really sad how little attention a lot of his content gets, because it has so much potential for, like, memes and stuff. Like, there's so many, like, quotable lines, and it's fucking awesome. I don't know why people, like... I mean, I guess I kind of get it. Like, it's buried between reviews, but, like... I don't know. It makes me sad that his videos don't get that many views, and he feels like he feels like his content's underappreciated. I'm just hoping that us making this podcast might bring more attention to it, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically the whole point. Try to spread the word about stuff we really like.
Spread the good word.
We did an actual fucking interview with Blaze. Speaking of helping him out.
We managed to record before we recorded this. To actually get a nice short interview with him that we're glad we got to do, because it was nice just to be able to talk to him like directly for once.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, he can give his own thoughts about like what he thinks are his best things and worst things and whatnot. But we will play that now.
Okay.
So.
I'm in invisible mode.
Yep. All right. So. We have a set of questions here. So this is, yeah, like I said before, pretty much just to help people get a better understanding of your content and all that stuff. So.
Okay.
What inspired you to make videos initially when you were first starting on YouTube?
Oh. Honestly, I don't remember what inspired me to make videos overall, but I can tell you my inspirations for certain types of videos. What inspired me to make commentaries, aka responses to other people's videos, is Shad Silson 11. Yeah.
That's
As
somebody
for
you watched like back in the day? Did that kind of
oh
thing?
he was in the commentary community back in the day. As for what inspired me to make movie reviews, I think my original inspiration for that was Fear of the Film Fan, but in more recent years I take Chris Stockman as an inspiration for that, since he is a great reviewer in my opinion.
Would you say he's your favorite? You talk about him a lot.
Oh. He is my second most favorite movie reviewer, beaten only by the Nostalgia Critic.
Okay. Okay.
As for the skits, well, what inspired me to make skits in my reviews are the Arid Gamer, the Angry Video Gamer, and the Nostalgia Critic. They are the ones who inspired me to include skits in my reviews.
Me and Vince were actually talking about that a little bit yesterday, like about the skits and how similar it kind of is, that review style. Nostalgia Critic does it too. Like everybody,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people on YouTube kind of watched AVGN and Irate Gamer and those kind of things right as they were coming out, and that's had a really, really profound, big influence on how people do like comedy reviews, and why people put that kind of comedy in reviews and kind of associate them.
Yeah.
Second question. What is, in your opinion, your most underappreciated work?
Well, honestly, I would say my spoiler movie reviews. I am still pissed that not even 5 of them have 1,000 views. I worked my years of making them and they barely get any views. I want more people to check out my spoiler movie reviews.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I would say that.
We will definitely talk about it in the full podcast discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably kind of difficult to like get like to like jumpstart like reviews, because there's so many different reviews on YouTube that like that it's kind of a challenge to like get yours in particular to get noticed.
Yeah.
Those are your longest reviews though too, like where you really go into detail. So yeah, that does suck. Third question.
Yeah.
Do you have any videos that you've always wanted to make but didn't end up happening for whatever reason? Like you didn't have the time, lack of motivation, inspiration, like you couldn't make it the way you wanted it to? Anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. There are a lot of videos that I want to make but haven't made yet. But I hope to get to making it eventually though.
Okay. Could you give us an example?
One example of a video like that is to defend trans people, because I am fucking sick of people being dicks towards trans people and say that they have to accept their born gender and don't take it into consideration that trans people can't fucking help the way they are.
Okay.
I am strongly against people who are dicks towards trans people. And they also claim that it's a fact that they are mentally ill. No, it's not. It's complete bullshit. I am sick of it, and I want to make a video defending trans people. To tell the truth, the reason why I have it is because I feel the backlash. Yeah, I still do.
Do you think there's people in your community that you would get backlash from, or do you think it would be people coming from outside, just, people who are always angry about that kind of thing, coming in and attacking you?
Well, to tell the truth, since I have over 50,000 subscribers, I'm sure that there are different people who are part of my audience. So yeah.
Okay. Fourth question.
I hope to make that video one day, since I'm fucking sick of how trans people are being mistreated. And a lot of these same people who are dicks towards trans people think that homosexuals should be treated like normal people. So I don't know why the hell they can't apply the same standards to trans people. Okay, I'm done. Continue.
No worries. Fourth question. What do you think are your best videos? Like type of video, you know?
Oh, that's an easy one. My spoiler movie reviews.
Okay.
Those are the videos I'm most proud of.
And then sub question. What is your favorite video? The one video you think is your best?
Oh.
That you've made.
How? Yeah, well. Oh, well, let me. That's a tough one. It's one. If one.
You can also just give highlights if you can't think of a specific one. That's okay.
Oh yeah, it is one of my spoiler movie reviews for sure. My spoiler movie review. Yeah, I think it's my spoiler movie review of The Empire Strikes Back.
Favorite of all time that you've made?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have not personally seen that one, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, me neither. I'll also check it out.
All right. Related question. What do you think are your worst type of videos? Either maybe because you don't enjoy making them, or you just, there was something bad about it, like behind the scenes or after the fact, any reason. Doesn't matter why. Worst videos.
Well, do deleted videos count?
Yeah. It's something that you, did anything that you made that you don't like anymore.
Oh, it's definitely a lot of the videos that I made back in 2007. Yeah. I
Just
did
all of
make... Let me finish.
Sorry.
Oh, I am ashamed of the videos I made back in 2007 because there are many videos I made back then that are downright racist and homophobic, and I'm not even kidding. So yeah, I would say a lot of my videos from 2007, I was a cunt back then. I hope it's okay to say that word here.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Yeah,
we're
that's
crass.
fine.
We don't care.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I would say the majority of videos were made back in 2007.
Okay. Sub question again. What is your least favorite video? Is there one above all others that you just wish didn't exist, or it's just the worst?
Well, it's my old series Pokemon Gangster, not the ones that you can still find, but my old Pokemon Gangster series.
So the whole
That
thing?
had a lot of racism and homophobia in it.
Damn. Okay.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I actually do have a question about the old Pokemon Gangster series. Like what happened that they got lost forever?
Oh, I can answer that question. You see, I did something in late 2008, which I regret. I totally erased my channel and deleted all the videos I made before then. I do regret it. I shouldn't have removed all my videos that I made back then. Unfortunately, they are all long gone and can't be found anymore. Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I did the same thing. Well, it wasn't voluntarily, but yeah, all my old videos I made when I was younger, completely gone forever, and it sucks.
Another question?
Hold on.
Whoa, okay.
Here you go. There's information about what happened. So, anyway, next question. I'm listening.
Okay. So for a lot of your videos, you do a lot of editing, and that's kind of an art form in and of itself, but you do a lot of drawings, and back in the day, this is something we'll talk about, you even did comics on your DeviantArt. How long have you been doing that kind of thing? Like, were you doing it before you made videos, or was it just for the videos, and, that's as recent as it gets?
Actually, I have been making drawings on my computer since I was in elementary school. And I know now my drawing skills are shit, but yeah, I've been doing it since elementary school.
And then, related, do you enjoy making art, like just for its own sake, or do you only do it when it's necessary for a video or some other story you want to tell?
Here's the problem. The word art is very vague. It can apply to anything. You're gonna have to be more specific.
I mean the drawings. In this particular case, I just mean the drawings.
Well, honestly, they are not my biggest passion. I just make skit videos and side projects. My main projects are, of course, my discussion videos, and always will be. I don't put a lot of effort into my drawings because I'm not most passionate about those. I'm more passionate about videos where I discuss stuff.
Okay, so you just make what you need to communicate what's happening. That's it.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
When it comes to my discussion videos, I usually do a lot of research to make sure that I get everything right. Okay, ask again. I wasn't listening. Ask the question again.
I was just saying, so pretty much that means, like, you just make what you need to, rather than, doing it for fun.
Actually, most of my videos are made for fun.
I mean with the drawings specifically.
Yeah, they are as basic as they get.
Okay. Next question. What is your favorite kind of movie? A genre, subgenre, or just something even more specific than that even?
Okay, first, I have to put out that I have to leave the home after 20 minutes, so we have to be done before then.
We're almost
Anyway, as for the question, well, honestly, my favorite genres are action, fantasy, and science fiction. I love movies that have stuff that can't happen in real life because that's the main reason I watch movies in the first place.
Okay. Related question. What makes you want to watch a movie? Even one that you won't like. You just anything about it where you see that and you immediately want to watch that movie. You know you're going to go see it.
Well, it's usually because I'm curious to see how good or bad the movie is. And to be entirely honest with you, it's not really watching bad movies that bothers me. Hell, I watch bad movies all the time. I don't mind it at all. But I'm more hesitant to watch movies that don't interest me. If a movie doesn't interest me the slightest, that's actually more torture for me to watch than movies that I think will be bad.
Okay. This is the last question. Is there something about yourself, your videos, work on YouTube in general that you want more people to know about?
Yes, it's what I brought up earlier. My spoiler movie reviews. Barely anyone ever promotes these. And that really sucks. Oh, and one last thing. When you promote, if you are gonna promote my spoiler movie reviews, could you promote the ones that I made in 2016? Because those are the ones that nobody watches, not even my new audience, and these need more attention, so they worked by years of making them, and most of them don't even have 100 views or even 5 likes, and that really bothers me, so they worked by years of making them. Could you do that?
Yeah, I mean we can just say it right now because this will be in the podcast. So yeah, everybody go check out Blaze's spoiler movie reviews. We'll probably leave specific links even, so people can just go right from our video to yours.
Yeah, it's not the new ones that are in desperate need of your views. It's the ones that I made back in 2016.
Yeah. We'll be sure to find them,
Alright.
link them around.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you for your time.
I hope you have a bigger channel than mine, because if you have a small channel, this isn't gonna help much.
Oh, we're just getting started. So.
Alright.
Alright.
Thanks for the time. Take care. Bye.
See ya.
Yep. Thanks for the interview.
No problem. Bye.
See ya.
We did it. All right. So now we're just in the closing segment. We're all done talking about Blaze.
We've exhausted the subject.
We've almost completely exhausted the subject. I don't know how much of this I need to cut out. We might need to re-record segments of this just because we fucking kind of went nuts, and I was stumbling trying to figure out what the fuck even how to even structure talking about some of it.
Yeah. But
this has been a year in the making. We're just gonna talk about ourselves, talk about the making of for a minute.
Yeah.
You can skip this. If you don't care, you can just leave.
If you're just here for Blaze, then you don't give a shit about these two damn gremlins, and yeah. I think a lot of the reason it took us this long to get through all this is just how much content Blaze has with his Pokemon series.
Well, that and I disappeared for 6 months.
Yeah. We were watching it on and off. There was a couple of hiatuses with us working on quote unquote research, but finally it feels like a relief to finally record the podcast.
Yeah, we did it.
Pretty awesome.
Well, we still gotta edit it and shit.
You know?
I gotta edit it or whatever.
Yeah, might be a bit tricky to find all the clips, but I'm sure it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I don't even really know what to say at this point. Fucking goddamn, who are we gonna do next? What's the next topic?
Something shorter than Blaze. It's not gonna be a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah.
That's all I know. But we have a list, so this isn't we have one podcast and then we don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. We have a planned out list of people that we know we're gonna do.
Yeah. What's the schedule looking like? Or once a month? Once a what?
Whenever we make them, I don't know. It's probably hard to commit to a schedule when some of these could take an upwards of 3 months to watch through all the content, so who knows.
Yeah, because some of these... Blaze is one that we had a relationship with, and by that I mean we had already been watching Blaze a lot before deciding to make a podcast about it.
Yeah.
And then we kind of started coming up with other ideas, and a lot of those other ideas are ones that either one of us is knowledgeable about, but the other one isn't, or we're both aware of, but aren't knowledgeable about, stuff that takes a lot more work. So...
Somewhere we need to read entire books.
Yeah, well, Lilia is the name that comes to mind when you say that.
Yep, that's gonna be a big one. If we ever get around to that, which I'm hoping we do.
Do you know kind of like where you want to go next, or is it just like totally up in the air at this point?
It's like completely up in the air. I kind of like the idea of the episodes being a bit of a surprise, so you don't know what you're gonna get next. So you know, whoever we talk about next is whoever we talk about next. I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay. All right, that's it. Bye.
Alright, see ya later, Gremliners. That's the name of our fan base.